the next episode of Tides of Wildemount. It is our Dungeons and Dragons campaign set in the world of Critical Role. I was gonna kill the Sirenscape music before we started the stream, but I've decided instead to just roll with it. Is really what I've decided to do. First, we'd like to thank Dungeons and Dragons for creating this incredible game that we play on a regular basis, and for all the support that they give us on an ongoing basis. Let's thank our main title spot. Okay, it's a little much. I'm gonna kill it. I tried. I was gonna play bongos. There it is. All right. Want to thank Sirenscape, main title sponsor. You can check them out at sirenscape.com/RealmSmith. It is a online fantasy player for all of your tabletop RPG experiences. They have lots of kinds of genres, as well as official sound sets for Dungeons and Dragons. You can check them out. If you type RealmSmith into the search bar, you'll see all of the awesome sound sets that we've created for them on throughout the last number of years, and so check them out. Want to thank Hero Forge, our other main title sponsor. All of our character miniatures that we use are Hero Forge minis, except for Cyra, who arrived, and I just need to paint. And then all of these awesome initiative trackers that are on my DM screen here that we don't use because we're not at the table anymore because COVID. But we want to thank Hero Forge for their ongoing support. Without our main title sponsors, we would be able to do this, and so we're so thankful for their ongoing sponsorship. Product sponsors, WizKids for a lot of the minis at the table, Dwarven Forge for a lot of the terrain, including this thing, which I won't talk about, which the players may or may not get to as it is. Mithril Armory, actually they are launching a couple Kickstarters in the next little bit. One of them is the stoneheart.ca, which is how they are sponsoring our D20 rolls, or natural 20 rolls I should say, with this animation. See how I did that? And they are jewelry-esque D20s, incredible, awesome Kickstarter. But before that, they are launching. When Dave and Joel are associated, raunching is probably good. Magna tiles. We're gonna roll that clip real quick, and then we'll be right back for you. Check out the preview page. It's coming up really soon. Roll it.
Introducing Magna tiles, the easiest terrain and building system for tabletop RPGs. They're made of rigid plastic and have magnets along each of the tile's edges, similar to Magformers, the toy for toddlers. And seeing how the team at Mithril Armory sometimes act like toddlers, we asked ourselves, why can't terrain systems be just as easy as the toys we build for toddlers? Well, as it turns out, they can. And we know this because
we've created them.
Each terrain tile is a 3x3 inch grid, giving you 9 square inches of playing surface. This also makes it one of the most affordable terrain systems on a cost per inch basis. There are 3 tile shapes: 3-inch squares, 3-inch equilateral triangles, and 3-inch by 1.5-inch rectangles for half walls. These 3 shapes are arranged in 3 different tile types: terrain and floors, walls and half walls, and roofs. You can get the full information for each tile design and type on our Kickstarter page, including the sets we intend to unlock with your help as we reach our stretch goals. Included in every set is a pack of reusable stickers with multiple window styles, multiple door styles, fireplaces, sewer grates, torches, rugs, and ramparts for turning half walls into ramparts. Magna tiles are incredibly easy for game masters to use on the fly. They stack and stick compactly together. A stack of 10 tiles makes a 3x3x3-inch cube. Teardown takes almost no time at all. You'll find yourself saving time all over the place when you use Magna tiles.
All well and good, Mithril, whatever your name is, but why should I trust you?
Good question, disembodied potential backer high-pitched voice. Mithril Armory was launched amid the pandemic of 2020. We've since launched and successfully funded 5 Kickstarters in the tabletop RPG space and delivered successfully on each one. All of this during 2020, the year that will go down in infamy as possibly the worst one ever lived. We've done so well that Kickstarter gave us a gold star and named us a backer favorite because, and I quote, "We have a proven track record with our backers from past Kickstarter campaigns." Mithril Armory is a growing TTRPG accessories company only because of backers like you. We really do believe Magna tiles are the easiest way to get terrain going on your table right away. Thank you, and if you love the idea for Magna tiles, please don't forget to back our Kickstarter at magnatiles.com.
Awesome. And again, thank you so much to Mithril for your ongoing sponsorship as well as Beetle and Grimm's for their incredible continued support. This season, they are a product sponsor, and they are offering a Silver Edition Icewind Dale Rime of the Frostmaiden box once we reach 7,500 followers. So tell your friends, tell everyone. When we get to that point, we will draw for a winner, and one of those lucky followers on our Twitch channel will receive that box. Also, D&D Beyond, we want to thank them for their product sponsorship. Tonight, we are giving away a digital copy of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. All you have to do is write Broken Bank, all one word, BROKENBANK, into the chat. More than once, you'll be disqualified, but you will be entered to win a digital copy of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything for D&D Beyond. We want to thank them as well. Our official charity of this season is the Critical Role Foundation. You can check them out at critroll.com/foundation. Make a donation there. They support a ton of awesome charities. And we are more than happy to support them after they've created this incredible world that we can play and live in. Our Discord, a roleplay server, you can check them out. We'll talk more about that tomorrow night on Behind the Screen and what's been going on in the Discord lately. They had a quest this week, which was really cool, that tied into our main storyline that I can't talk about because my players don't know. But it was a lot of fun and a lot of cool stuff. And they're on your tails, party. If you want to join the Discord server, you can join for free. There's lots of free, spoiler-free, open general chat in there. But if you want to roleplay with us, you need to subscribe at Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3 on our Twitch channel, and you will be entered into the roleplay servers and be able to go on quests and do daily tasks and all that awesome, wonderful stuff. Thanks as always to our Smith Guardians. I can't speak right now. Apparently my mouth is on lockdown, which is why I'm wearing this toque. I'm getting lockdown hair. As my barber's closed. But thanks to our Smith Guardians who do all this awesome work. There are quest givers, there are moderators, and they're always on point and always available. We have merch. You can check it out just below the video. We have tons of t-shirts and hoodies and phone cases and all that kind of stuff based on our 2 campaign settings, so you can check that out. Behind the Screen tomorrow night with myself, we'll take a look behind the screen of what RealmSmith does on a regular basis. And on Thursday, we will have Player's Table with Joel Auge, and he will take a player's look at what happens behind the screen here, or behind the scenes, sorry, at RealmSmith. If you like what you're seeing today, either live on Twitch right now, follow and share it to your heart's content. And then on the other side, on the VOD, on the flip side, make sure that you hit that little bell icon to follow and to get notified of all of the awesome content that we have coming out on a regular basis. I think most of that is it. There is one more announcement that I have, and that is this. We are, and have been for a while, contemplating a move from Twitch to YouTube for our live sessions. There will be more about that in the next coming weeks. But we obviously love to hear your thoughts in the comments on a move like that. But it will make a lot more sense for us in a lot of different ways, including some potential Patreon connection and all of that wonderful stuff to enhance our Discord and community experience. So there will be more information on that in the coming weeks, but stay tuned for that. And if the Smith Guardians can maybe even create a poll in the Twitch chat to ask how you guys feel about YouTube versus Twitch, that'd be awesome to hear, because we love your feedback. Without further ado, we have a big session for you, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's dive into the next episode of Tides of Wildemount. All right, let's say hello to the cast. Hey guys, hope all is well and that you're enjoying your current lockdown here in Ontario, Canada. Just wait for the cast to show up today. Hey, there we are. Hey guys, how's it going?
Super.
Super. Thank you so much for joining us. We do have a mystery guest tonight. Noura Ibrahim will not be with us in the role of Cyra tonight, but we have somebody else joining us, which will be a lot of fun when that time comes. Where we left you guys, you were on the side of the mountain leading up from Broken Bank. You had narrowly escaped the clutches of the revelry and of Jana and her members, her drow warriors from the dynasty. And you found yourselves in Broken Bank, away from your intended destination, which was the mainland of the Menagerie Coast. You descended into Broken Bank, quite quickly discovering a wanted poster for the Seditious Six, which you have been aptly named by the Clovis Concord. You are wanted for 900 gold pieces per head. Because of the deaths that occurred by your hand and those of the crew of the Wavechaser when you met the Clovis Concord ship last season. You have felt the repercussions of that as you fled from the Zalezo guards that noticed you in Broken Bank. You were able to hide away using Bolt's rope trick and using Bacalhau's shopping
Lying
skills and lying skills, and you ended up being able to leave, go to back to a camped area where you lit a bonfire and were waiting kind of in the jungle. You had lunch. I will allow you guys to also take the benefit of a short rest at this time.
Yes.
During that time where you sat and you planned. A number of hours passed, and just after lunch time, after finishing a meal, you heard a branch crack in that time. I'm going to give you a moment to react to that. Who was it? I can't remember exactly who was it that heard that branch crack. I think it was Gaziel, was it not?
Yeah, I think it was me.
Okay, so I'm going to allow you to respond to that really quick. Go ahead.
Did anybody else hear that? There's something in the distance.
Can we look through the woods and see if we see anything?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
An 8?
Yeah, at this point, you did not hear the branch snap, and you also did not, you don't know necessarily what she spoke of. It has gone silent once you noticed it, Gaziel. But you do know that it came from down the mountain. So not coming from the kind of south end of the island, but from the way that you came.
Okay.
I did a perception check as well, Jay, just because I thought you'd be okay with it.
Sure.
And I rolled a 22.
Okay. Okay. With a 22, you did hear the snap of the branch, and it wasn't really made obvious until Gaziel pointed it out. And then you do hear some rustling of kind of foliage and undergrowth coming from just north of your position, down the mountain. And probably not farther than, say, maybe 10 to 15 feet from your camp.
Not far. Down.
Oh no. Do you think there's any chance we're being followed?
Yeah.
We covered our trails quite well. You did a good job.
Well, that sound is obviously coming from somewhere, and I'm just a little worried, of course. But
Jay, can I tell what kind of beast it is?
With a 24, it sounded bipedal, I would say, much like a humanoid would sound.
Okay.
And it sounded like it sounds like a single person.
Bolt the fire.
I've been feeding it. We have to put it out. And I'll try to kick what I've put in the fire to try to put it out.
I can use prestidigitation to snuff out a small campfire.
Okay.
So I'll use that.
Okay. It's snuffed. And I think we just got raided. I think that's what that means.
Yeah.
Oh!
Welcome, everyone. Whoever. What's that? Evandale? Welcome to the stream. That's awesome. All right, and I'm not hearing Sirenscapes, Julian.
I will.
There we are.
I will. How thick is the area that we're in right now? Like we were kind of deep into the brush, weren't we?
Yeah, you are deep into the brush. You're in a little bit of a clearing that you found on the mountainside. If you recall last session where you set up camp.
I'll do like a proper charades to the other characters or the other players who are around me, and I'll just go like, if they can't see me because the fire's out. Never mind. I'm just gonna.
No, you can see. They can see. It's daytime.
Okay.
It's just afternoon.
So I'm going to like, 2 feet in the distance.
I'd like to look around for a rock and throw it towards where he's pointing to try to scare off whatever's there.
Okay. Give me. You can attack, but without your proficiency modifier.
I don't know. I don't want to attack it necessarily. I want to frighten it.
Okay. No, granted. But the accuracy of okay. So you basically want to throw it in that general direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Pick up
I'll allow. You don't need a skill check for that. You toss a rock into the foliage. I'd like you to give me an intimidation check for that. As you're trying to intimidate with a rock.
It's an 11.
Okay. And I'd like our mystery guest to roll a
But not use his voice to respond?
Yeah, he can respond in the chat here. So if our mystery guest can roll a I'm gonna say an insight check real quick. Okay. You hear the rock kind of skitter into the undergrowth with no response from there. You wait a moment. Go ahead.
I think it's gone. I think I frightened it away. I can't hear it anymore.
From the edge of the foliage, you hear a familiar voice call out to you. This voice.
You fools!
And I'd like to welcome Matthew Lillard back in the role of Boerth. As out from
You
the brush.
imbeciles! You have nobody on watch! I could have taken you all if I so desired.
I was watching.
You
I don't know
were
about
watching
anybody
from-
else.
Where are your weapons? Your weapons aren't drawn. You're lucky I don't corner you myself.
And at this point, Boerth, a hulking pirate from the Wavechaser, as you know as the bosun from the Wavechaser, kind of steps through the woods. And he, from what you can tell, has seen better days. He's got a tattered cloak, kind of hood drawn over his head, his big beard kind of flowing out from this cloak. But it's clearly Boerth, and that voice is unmistakable.
Aye. Good. You're all alive. Shocking. Shocking as that may be. What are you doing throwing stones into the woods? What if I was here for ill intent? Fool, where's your weapon?
Well, I thought I would frighten you if I threw a stone.
I pull out my huge Bollywog, which is a dolphin. It's like a sort of like a halberd.
Yeah.
It has a dolphin with a pointed end.
Yeah.
And then a singing mermaid on the bladed side.
Yeah.
And I'll whip it around. I just spit all over myself. And I'll like put it right and show them what I'm talking about in terms of being prepared.
Yeah, performance check, please,
Combat.
on that.
What do you want?
Performance check.
I rolled an 11, so 12.
Okay, with a 12, I mean, you can tell he's adept with this thing, but he's not in the best of spirits. So there's a lack of enthusiasm when it comes to his ability to do this.
How far away is he from us?
17 years.
It's about 10 feet.
How far? 10 feet. Okay. As he comes to the end of his performance, I'd like to misty step behind him,
Okay.
and I'll just say, see, sometimes turtles are fast. We don't need to watch all the time.
I'll knock him with the edge. I'll knock him with the edge of my blade.
Okay. Give me.
Thump him in the head.
All right, give me an attack.
Oh, crit!
Natural 20?
Oh, this is.
No.
If you've just joined us, you're about to watch the party fight each other.
Funk. And I'm not doing damage, Jason. I just
Oh,
want
right.
to send a message to the turtle man.
Yeah, do you want to do any damage with that smack, or are you pulling your punch?
He said he doesn't want to do any damage. He was very clear about that.
It's such a good roll. I want to hit him right between the eyes and then push him back off balance so he falls down the hill.
All right. So you absolutely, instead of taking damage, you kind of fall onto your shell and roll slightly down the hill from this knock just behind. He basically didn't even look. It was like a no look. You appeared and you just pop right between the eyes as you fell on your shell and you roll down the hill a little bit.
And I would yell over to back and I would go, that's what you get for being the worst.
That feels like a personal attack on Dave.
I get the sense you hear that often, David. Is that? Matt, you
That
do?
couldn't have gone any better for me, Jason. I would like to retire Boerth now and never come back to play.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That might happen after this session. We'll see.
I'll crawl back up the hill and
Okay.
well met and start giving everyone hellos.
Okay. And you come to somebody who you do not recognize. It is a female with striking, almost like flawless skin, angled features, and her eyes you could swear that they shift colors. The pupils shift from like a pink to like a light purple color as she looks you in the eyes and greets you. And she's got fairly noble garb on, this headdress that kind of comes down her shoulders, lined in gold with little gems around it. Very noble in stature, but you've seen that she's well-traveled. You see that the fringes of her clothing are starting to tatter. Like she's out of her element a little bit, but she has now obviously joined this party.
Okay. Who is that Noura?
Yeah, that's Nora's character who's not here yet.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
I won't converse with her too deeply.
Okay. You can.
Because she's not here.
I have been given full blessing to play Cyra as I see fit.
Oh, good. I'll just say, well met all. Well met one and all. And just to remind everyone, I'm an older guy. He's like 50.
Super old. You mean like real old?
Very
What
old.
about the character?
He's almost dead. Oh, you. Almost dead. He's got big gray beard. He's leathered skin, and like a bald head. Although my picture doesn't have a bald head, but in my world, he's got this bald head. And he's got this weapon. He's like, it's been a long time since I've seen you. I saw the fire in the woods, and I made my way over to you. I'm glad to see we're all alive, and I see you picked up a new compatriot along the way.
And she nods.
Lost one, gained one, yes. Now, Boerth, my old friend, it's been a long time since we parted ways, and last I knew you were on the Wavechaser. We have most recently been betrayed by one that we trusted, and I question what your intent is approaching us here.
Well, for one, grub. If you have any, I would love to share my story by the fire.
We have rations.
Other than that, seeking you out, the wave runner put to shore to resupply.
The Wavechaser is here.
Wavechaser is here indeed.
Now, what does the crew feel about us?
Wait. Before you go any further, let me just give you that fire. And I'm cast bonfire.
Nice.
Put some of this kindling back
sit
in.
down, start to warm my hands. The crew itself has gone separate ways. No means of retrieving the captain.
What happened to 3 earrings?
3 earrings.
The captain.
Jason, you must help me as we get into details like 3 earrings. 3 earrings is a tricky one. Allow me to address my notes. 3 earrings was captured, is now being held by Zalgo.
Zalezo.
Yeah. Turned over to the Clovis Concord.
No.
That is where he is.
She.
It went so smooth in rehearsal.
It was so good. Yes. So as you remember,
oh yes,
you were aboard the Wavechaser,
Yes.
and you received word that the party, now known as the Seditious Six, were named enemies of the revelry, and the Plank King put a bounty on their heads to be brought back. At that time, also put out word for the Wavechaser to come back to port in Darktow so that they could be questioned. 3 Earrings decided not to do that, and in an attempt to protect her brother and the party, set sail towards the mainland. You stopped in Broken Bank to restock, and you were met by Zalezo, who recognized some of you. I'm going to say Dilyu because Matt Mercer's not here. And upon a confrontation with the Zalezo, some of you were able to flee, you included, but 3 Earrings was taken into captivity. And you watched as they carted her off to the Zalezo garrison that is along the shore of Broken Bank. And that you imagine is where she's being kept, although it's been a couple days since they took her in. The Wavechaser currently is anchored off the north coast of Broken Bank, and you have a skiff kind of moored in a cove on the north end, kind of in a secret cove that you all found to be able to come onto shore.
Yes, this.
Yes, and he relays that to you all.
Yes. But there's a bounty on her. She's being held for 30,000 gold. 3 earrings.
Yeah, that is the bounty. That is the public bounty that has been placed. Yours are 900 gold per head. Hers is 30,000.
What is your intention, Boerth? Do you wish to break her out of jail?
Well, we need to get her out one way or the other. And I certainly don't have 30,000 gold. No, that hasn't changed since last we met. That I can assure you. But we cannot let her rot in the dungeon below.
We cannot.
That is my belief. A sister is a sister, whether we like them or not.
That is absolutely true. And I do happen to like my sister. I think if I can do anything, I must. To you, my companions and my friends, this may change our plans, well, at least mine, and my part in the plans that we had made. I am not sure how you all feel about this. What are your thoughts?
I will tug onto Cyra's cloak to give her the mind link initiation message, and in her mind say, "What does this mean? That I can't be the captain anymore? Are we going to go after the ship and then not do this plan? I mean, I've invested so much thinking and so much work thinking about being the captain of that ship. Is there no way we could just convince this old fart that my plan to be the captain of a stolen ship is way better?"
I mean, it was a good plan, and you hear this all in your head, of course. It was a good plan, and I don't know who this is. Is he to be trusted? And how does he know Snow so well?
They were on a ship together for quite some time, I believe, under the captainage of his sister, and now she's in jail. I'd understand why I wouldn't be made the captain of a ship if there's an experienced captain around and all that stuff, but I mean, what an opportunity lost. And then at the end of all that, him thinking, you hear,
out loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
So am I to believe that this plan is, and this is to everybody, am I to believe that the plan that we just spent all that time trying to come up with is no longer in play? We still need to get to the mainland. Is the Wavechaser, I'm assuming that's the ship that you came on?
Yes, the Wavechaser is a ship. And
to be honest, your plan, it was a little bit convoluted. I don't want to speak for everybody.
There is no such thing as a perfect plan, and plans rarely ever go to plan, so...
No.
All right.
So
I mean, I'm just along for the ride.
Rescue...
You are all the criminals, so...
Snow, if rescuing your sister is what you want to do, then for sure I would go anywhere to help you. But we also need to bring Yanil to the Oracle in the Empire.
And you also notice, Boerth, that there is a female turtle, middle-aged from what you can see, who is kind of sheepishly standing behind Bacalhau and kind of taking it all in. And she carries a staff and a shawl kind of around her neck.
Who's that? Is she here?
No, she's not. She's an NPC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, just trying to figure out.
Yeah. All good.
Okay. I'll say it is so clear to me. We must move forward as a unit. Cannot. There's no other choice. Right?
I agree. I think the question is just what should we do first? What is the most pressing?
I believe we have our priorities, and one of those priorities is to get Yanil to where she needs to go. So I don't think we should just listen to this man who just decided to come and make our plans for us.
Well, allow me to remind you that Three Earrings is the captain of the Wavechaser. And if we need transport to get to our destination, then saving Three Earrings is a good way to do that. Though
Well,
perhaps more dangerous than our previous plan.
It's a better plan than, I guess, stealing a boat and making Plunkrawk the captain, right? I mean, let's be honest. Three Rings, Plunkrawk.
Plunkrawk just said he hates all of you.
Well played, DM, reading my mind.
You know, that doesn't surprise me.
I was just
Plunkrawk,
saying,
can you swim?
we need a captain.
Yeah.
Boerth,
Yes.
having known you for so long, I know that you must already have some sort of a plan in mind. What was your thought? Well, what was your plan of attack?
Well, we must get there first, right? I mean, to see it, to suss it out, to see if we can find a weakness on the way in. Perhaps when we lay eyes on it, we'll find inspiration. But to sit in the woods and wonder what we should do is a waste of breath. I don't know. I know not this turtle or her mission or where she goes, but family is family, crew is crew. My 2 cents, but what am I? Just an old salted hag from the sea.
So good.
I don't know why I think that's fun, but there you go.
It's good. D&D.
He's apparently a guy who laughs like an idiot.
Like it.
As salty as ever, my friend.
Aye! Salty indeed.
Now to you, my comrades, I do not expect that you would want to come. For me, we have what we have pledged to do. But I cannot leave my sister to rot and to be executed or whatever they will do with her. She and I have been through far too much.
Well,
But what if they capture you or capture us, and then the bounty on our heads, and then we die and rot like your sister's future?
As I said, you don't have to come. And if they capture me, fine. One day I am going to die, and it will be glorious whenever it happens. I will see to it. Maybe it is today.
We would not let you go and do this alone, Snow, of course. But
Exactly.
what do we do with Yanil? We can't keep dragging her through every dungeon and cave that we want to go and explore.
I know it would
We have to
lessen
make
our
sure that she's safe.
I know it would lessen our numbers, but perhaps Cyra should keep watch with her, protect her.
I mean, really, we're the only two that don't have bounties on our heads, so we can probably just hang out in town.
we'll probably just chill at the cafe or something like that.
Yeah,
I
I hear,
have-
Like some hats?
I hear the...
Yanil is actually quite wanted, probably more than us.
She has a price on her head, too?
Well, we could sell her.
Not exactly. No.
No.
Why?
Yanil kind of like...
We'll use the money to break in.
We don't usually sell people or our friends.
Well, I don't know her. She's no friend of mine.
Well, she's a
I'll
friend of
sell her.
ours. I don't think
back
you
to
would
first.
try that. She's an important
idea.
member of our family, so I don't think that would be a good idea for you to try that.
We've gone to great lengths to protect her, so it would just be a waste of time to just sell her, like, without doing anything about it, you know?
Depends on how much you get.
No.
All right. It's just an idea. Don't hold it against me.
Well, no promises.
What if Cyra and, just stay in the woods here and then wait for us to rescue your sister, Snow?
I'm okay with it if they are. My dog on the stairs. Sorry about that.
Cyra says, I mean, I'm okay with it. I can protect myself, and I will keep her safe.
Have you got money for? But if you go back into town, won't they know you were with us?
Perhaps. I mean, we can always stay here.
This may be the safest place.
And we can communicate with you, I think, if anything goes wrong.
They can be our get out of jail free card. Perhaps they can make bail if we get locked in.
How
Locked up,
about
captured?
How about if there is a problem, I will signal you. You'll know when.
That sounds ominous.
I have my ways.
I'm going to give Yanil all of my gold that I have.
Okay.
How much is that? Do I see that?
if you do need to rescue me, you could use this, or if you need a room or food, it would probably be safer if you held it.
I'll hold
than
it.
if I hold it.
And you
thank you.
And you hand over your coin pouch?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And she says, she puts her hands up. She says, please, I have no need for wealth. I need to get to the mainland, and our eventualities are linked. So just get back safe.
Yes, but if I don't come back safe, at least you could maybe get passage on a boat.
Okay, fine. And she takes it from you. She gives it to Yanil. You hold on to that.
I was handing it to Yanil.
Oh, I thought you were giving it to Cyra.
That would be crazy.
Okay, sorry. Yanil says, I'll hold it until you get back.
Okay. Great. I'm ready, Snow.
What's that?
Just telling Snow I'm ready. I'm ready to go get his sister.
The danger.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Where was she being held again?
Was being held again?
She's being held at the Zalezo garrison, so the fortress. And you all saw it kind of looming on the in the distance of the beach when you came in. Sorry, you didn't. When you came out of the volcano, or the dried out volcano, you saw it in the distance. It's an ominous sort of fortress that really stands out from the rest of Broken Bank.
Is it on the water's edge?
Let's bring up the map, and I'll show you.
Snow, if I recall an earlier iteration of our plan, going to the garrison was your idea.
And it seemed like a great idea at the time, yes.
It still seems like a great idea with the natural one.
Still seems like an incredibly good idea.
So up at the top of the map there, you see the Zalezo garrison. You all are in the mountains, in the jungles in the mountain on the bottom right of the map. And you can see where all the local spots are. I will give you the description, actually, of this. A looming fortress stands guard along the white sandy beaches of Broken Bank. Its cold stone architecture stands apart from the rest of the village and seems somewhat out of place. The garrison boasts a large main building and a single tower with a guard house in front. And that's what you can see from where you were in town and coming down the mountain. Its drawn bridge lowered. The island fortress sits... The island the fortress sits on is surrounded by a moat of seawater fed by the Lucidian Ocean that joins into a river that continues further inland to the southeast, as you can see.
Would we imagine that they have some sort of a drainage portcullis or something that leads to the water that we might be able to sneak in via?
Oh, interesting. Give me a history check, I'd say.
All right. Dice don't
Gonna be
fail
Ninja
me
Turtle.
now. Ninja Turtle. Oh.
Through the sewers.
Let's see what that ended up being.
I'd say you can re-roll that.
All right. Okay, all right. History, 13.
Okay, with a 13, you don't know. You don't know if they'd have any need other than maybe bathing to have a seawater come into the fortress.
Maybe sewage or anything?
Possibly, you imagine.
Okay.
But with the 13, you're not totally sure.
Boerth, what do you know of the garrison?
Can I get a roll, Jay, in terms of what I mean?
Yeah, give me a history check. I'm gonna say survival check, actually.
Survival? Okay.
Yeah.
So a 12.
Okay. In the time that you've spent over the last couple days kind of looking, you didn't want to get too close. You're a wanted man. But what you did notice is that, again, just like I described, there's a moat of seawater around the island that it sits on. There's a bridge that extends most of the way, and then a drawbridge that closes that bridge and completes it across the way. But when you got close enough, you saw that there's a portcullis inside that's closed. You did see on the top of the fortress, you saw Zalezo guards training. That's where they stand, and they do archery training and weapon training. And you also noticed that there was a little bit of a loading dock on one of the sides of this fortress with a small skiff docked at it. That you imagine that's how they get things transported to the fortress from
I'll
ships
say
and so on.
it's impossible to get your sister out. We should give up.
All right, we'll just leave with the Wavechaser.
I mean, what's the point? Sister Schmister. I'll
You
say
can always have
Good
another.
run.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. And Matt, you noticed that there were anywhere from 4 to 12 guards at any time, kind of guarding the towers and the bridge.
Okay. So I'll lay out that I'll lay that out to everyone, and I'll basically say, look, I think the only way in, if I can discern what the DM just told me, the only way in may be to take the skiff that we have and deck it out to look like a mercantile ship. Perhaps that will give us a little opportunity to, I don't know, sneak in with the pretense that we're delivering goods and services, or we find the skiff that's delivering to them, and we board and take that skiff over and do a Trojan horse sort of thing.
That may be a good idea. You know, they will recognize all of us, perhaps not you. If we go in within barrels or some other Trojan horse method, then that could be a way of getting us in. You just represent yourself on this skiff as a merchant delivering goods of some sort, yes?
How notorious are you? I mean, for the guards to notice you at first blush?
I've been told that there are posters, and I assume our likenesses are well drawn.
I have a
Jason,
poster.
do I know that? Have I seen the poster?
You have.
Is it clear?
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
clear. The thing that wasn't clear actually is the Wavechaser. So the Wavechaser does have each of the members of the crew of the Wavechaser have a 1,500 gold. That there's the poster right there.
Nice.
But the Wavechaser crew actually doesn't have any likenesses on their poster. So you guys are notorious, but have never been caught or been, close enough to be able to have been captured that way. So even though you're a wanted man for 1,500, and 3 earrings now in custody is wanted for 30,000. It's only by. Sir, what?
3
Sorry?
earrings, Jay.
What's
How
that?
tall is she?
How tall is she? She was 5'4".
Okay. I think maybe I could pretend to be her. Sorry, just trying to think. I have no way to explain this to anyone. Never mind.
Well,
Do you
Cyra's
have
still there.
3 earrings?
Help
Cyra's still there.
to convince them.
Oh, Cyra's still there. Okay, yeah. So I'll pull over to Cyra and basically do the mind link thing. Say, I mean, perhaps there's a way for me to impersonate 3 earrings, pretend that I've escaped from the prison, and have the guards chase me out. Like, go to the front, go na 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 na. Here I am, as 3 earrings. And she's got a much heftier penalty on her head than we have on ours. And then they'll chase me, and I'll jump into the river and change into myself. And then they'll be like, where did she go? What do you guys think of that plan, Cyra?
Okay. Plunk says that he will disguise himself as Snow's hefty sister and pretend like he's her, and then draw guards away from the front.
You're such a meanie. Why did you call her hefty?
You said hefty. She looks at you. Oh, hefty fine. Hefty fine? Is that... Anyways, Plunk wants to pretend he's the sister and pretend like she got away, and then you can all kind of chase her out, and I don't know, it sounds like a plan.
Plunk hasn't been coming up with the best plans lately. I think hiding in a merchant cart is a better idea.
Yeah, no offense. If they catch you, you're dead.
It'd be a cushion.
It may not be a bad idea if you are dressed as her as a backup plan. Meaning, if we were sneaking in and and things looked dreadful, that may not be a bad backup plan. Do you have that ability, Plunk?
Yeah.
He says yes.
All right. I thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I think the best thing to do is try to suss it out. Are we agreed? I mean, if there is a skiff that's delivering things, we need to get that information. This is going to take some time.
Yeah.
You also need to find out where she is being held within the garrison.
Well, that may take some strong arming, right?
Perhaps.
So, my suggestion is this. I think that if we watch the garrison, try to figure out a schedule. I mean, this is like the sequence in the movie where they're like, you're getting ready for the big heist. But we need to figure out when they deliver, how they deliver, and then if we can maybe follow one of these, because if there's a way to follow one of the guards home or see who's coming in and out. I mean, we just gotta lay eyes on this place.
Yeah. Could we roll for a montage?
Yes.
Yes, let's do that.
Yes. Yes. A preparation montage?
I'll take a 20.
a heist preparation montage. Roll it, Julian. Just kidding. All right. So you guys want to get eyes on it. Cyra says, before you all go, if you're going, are you going back to this Wavechaser ship? Or is that the plan? Or are you going to...
The Wavechaser is known and wanted, is it not?
Yes, it is.
I don't think it's a good idea. I think we should go on foot and lay eyes on it from, God help us, the land.
Oh, I just meant that if you go back to your skiv that you said you had moored in the cove on the right, on the other end of the island. Yes. If you're using that, perhaps maybe it's best if Yanela and I go back to the Wavechaser and then you come back in the skiv and do your thing instead of just leaving us in the jungle.
It sounds like a grand idea. Yeah. So we'll do that, Jay.
Okay. All right. So you guys are going to come, but first you're going to trudge down to kind of where you can lay eyes on the fortress, correct?
No better time than the present.
All right. You start to gather your things. You leave Yanil and Cyra around the camp, and you all start heading down through the jungle. I'd like you... who's leading the way here? And it's pretty easy to get back down the mountain and around kind of the edge to where the garrison is. And you want to, I'm assuming, find some sort of perch, sort of elevated, that you can watch as close as you can. It's some ways from the tree line. But Boerth, are you trying to find a spot here?
Yeah, it's not necessarily, I mean, as a straight meat shield, that's not necessarily my greatest attribute.
Sure, who wants to do it?
Stealth.
I can do it.
Okay, Gaziel, give me a survival check.
Lucky for you, my survival is +4.
Nice.
Not as good as my +7, but it'll do.
Whatever. Oh, shoot. I got 13.
Always got a 1 up there, Dave.
A 13's good. And then can I get stealth checks from everybody, please, as you move through the jungle?
Nice.
I have -1 on stealth. So that's 5.
Oh, dear.
Woohoo!
6.
That is...
Oh, dear.
18 for me.
Okay, 2 18s, 5 and a 6. Bolt.
It's a 10 with my disadvantage.
Oh.
Sorry.
Snow, 10. Bolt.
6.
Oh, dear. Gaziel.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I have to do a stealth check too?
Yeah, and that's, you wearing chainmail?
Yes.
I think it's disadvantage, isn't it?
Yep.
I walk 20 feet further in front of everyone.
Okay. Sorry, what was that, Gaziel?
I got a 7.
Oh, dear. Okay. So you all start to trudge through this jungle, hoping not to be found or seen. It takes you a lot longer than you expect because you're quite loud and you kind of stop to kind of prepare yourselves and kind of reconfigure and then move forward. And it's a long, arduous journey. And it takes the better part of a couple hours to finally kind of get to close to the coast so that you can get eyes on this fortress. And purposely, obviously, the trees, and if we can have that map one more time real quick, you can see that there is farmland on the other side, and then the trees are quite a distance away. And you can only see basically like silhouettes in the distance of that fortress. You're going to need to get closer. Is there an area around there that you guys want to situate yourself to keep an eye on this fortress?
Well, what is that tower?
I was just going to say, there's a tower up there, Jay. What is that?
That's a watchtower. So there will be either Zalezo or some sort of guards in those towers watching the coast.
Yeah, they would probably typically be watching out towards the water, though, right? Not
Correct.
towards the forest.
You imagine, yeah.
And can we observe long enough to see if there's a routine for the guards that are up and down that tower?
Yeah, okay. So you kind of get close enough just in the tree line, just inside the tree line, and you have fairly decent cover for the most part. And you do see that there is one guard per tower. The guard does look out along the port mostly. Every once in a while kind of does a circle around. Maybe every half an hour kind of does a circle around, looks around behind, and then ahead again. But it's mostly to watch the port and the coming and going of the ships that are in port. Go ahead.
I think we're off Twitch, Jay, just so you know.
Are we?
Just based on what the chat is saying, yeah.
We'll give it a second.
Yep. It's not because it doesn't look like a system shutdown because we're all still seeing everything you're doing.
Yeah, we're still good. We're still uploading, so we're good.
Cool.
For some reason. Weird.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Julian says he thinks Twitch is having issues. Okay. But we're still good and we're still uploading. All right. Okay. So you imagine that these towers are, and the guard. You wait. How long do you want to wait?
Well, long enough to recognize the pattern, I guess.
Yeah. So you're there.
I feel like. Can I just say real quick? I feel like in looking at the map again, I'll suggest. I think that we should take shifts. Like I'm thinking this is like a 72-hour sort of experience, right? Like we sort of need to collect information as best as possible. Yeah. So I would say let's do shifts. Like I'll take a walk through the town on the other side and grab a pint. Like somebody else watch on this side and then we'll swap. I just think that we need to lay eyes on this for a longer duration, or at least, Jace, until we get a sense of everything that's coming and going. Unless you tell me there's a burning need to get her out immediately, I feel like we should take time and make a plan so that's built on.
Yeah.
I think that like Bacalhau's contribution could be to watch kind of eyes just above the water. Like I can hold my breath for an hour, plus I have my breathing bubble. Like I can probably stay underwater close to the bridge near the pier and watch for quite a while without anybody seeing me under the water.
Right.
2 hours.
So let's do this. We'll go around and we'll ask, you guys can figure out what each of you are doing over the rest of this day, we'll say at least. So it's the equivalent of about 3 p.m. So we'll say until the time that you need to take camp or make camp, you can each tell me what you want to do to investigate throughout the rest of that day, and then you can decide if you have enough information, and if not, then we can move into the next day of kind of scoping it out, if that makes sense.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, so starting off, Bacalhau, what's your plan?
Yeah. So actually, I think instead of just watching, because that's going to take I've longer than I can hold my breath.
Yeah.
I think I'll use my hour with the breathing bubble and my hour of normal holding my breath to try to swim around the bottom of the island to look for that drainage system that might be there. That's either an intake or an outtake of water.
Okay.
So I'll swim around that entire island and search for that.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, cool. And you imagine that'll take you at least a couple hours, 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So I'll need to pop up for a breath at some point.
Okay. Bolt, what do you want to do?
I'll be still hidden. I'll be keeping track of just whatever sentry is there and whatever the watch patterns are and how often.
Around the fortress.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to find a spot where you can kind of watch from one of the farms or one of the fields to kind of watch how often they change guards, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to have all that information.
Okay. Plunk?
Yeah, I'm going to, just while we can right now, talk through Cyra to try to get an understanding for where the Wavechaser is with Boerth, because I'm assuming Boerth knows.
Yeah.
Right?
So you've left Cyra now. You've made your way down. Cyra's still up at the camp.
Still up there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to, I really want to get my eyes on that guard tower, figure out who's moving in and out, who the guards are, and potentially with the plan to change myself into a Silezo guard or a guard from the guard tower, should I need to do that, and hold eyes over the ground.
I like it. Okay. Snow?
Knowing that my ability to help in this regard is a bit limited, I'm going to go into the jungle and I'm going to try and catch food. Boar hunting or something along those lines. Use my echo to just basically drop it right on top of whatever we find, or
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I like it. All right, Matt.
So I'm gonna go down to the tavern in the town, and I'm gonna drink and see if I could drum up some kind of information on what comes in and goes out of the backside of that keep.
Okay. Very good.
And then if I need to, I'll punch somebody in the face.
Okay. I like it. All right. Which, in Broken Bank happens often.
Yeah, but my point is that I sort of want to, poke around a little. See, maybe there's a thief that has something interesting to say.
Sure.
I just saw a big bag of money get passed off. I mean, maybe we can buy some information. I don't know.
Sure. I like it. Awesome.
I'm gonna let the team do most of the work, and I'm just gonna drink. I'm gonna day drink.
Okay, I like it. Gaziel?
I think I'm just gonna play it safe and hike up a tree, and then maybe get a nice bird's eye view of what's going on.
Okay.
Maybe something at the top of the fortress will happen.
Okay, so you're kind of watching the
nice
top.
Hike up a tree.
Yeah. You guys, you too, eh?
We have a rivalry going on.
There is. There clearly is.
I like that. I'm going to stoke that for the rest of the game.
I'm going to stoke that.
Nice.
It's great.
Just make sure it's more.
I'm going to go for a jog around the island.
Isn't that kind of what you're doing, but underwater?
Yes.
I'm just saying. All right. Okay. So this is going to be fun. I like this. Splitting the party. Perfect. Okay. Starting off. Let's do.
Wait, Jason, I'm not wanted, am I?
As a member of the crew of the Wavechaser, you're wanted. But as far as you know, they don't have a description.
Great, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody expects the old man.
No, of course not. Okay, so let's start off with Snow. You go out and you attempt to hunt over the next number of hours. I'd like you to give me a survival check, please.
Okay, I'm going to use a different die this time.
Yeah, and we're going to say this is going to be the first kind of 3 hour stint.
It's a dirty 20.
Woo! With a dirty 20. You find a boar, a sizable boar. It takes you some time to kind of hunt it down, but between you and your echo, you find it very advantageous to have your echo be able to kind of pounce onto unsuspecting prey. And it works out quite well. You're able to down a boar quite quickly within that 3 hour period. So we're going to say it's at the end of that 3 hour period. You found one, You felled it, and you now have it slung over your back, and you're able to bring it back wherever you want to at that point. Where do you want to bring it back to?
Back to camp. I'll butcher it and start preparing it for dinner.
Okay, so you take it up back to where Cyra and Yanil are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bolt, you are watching to see what happens with the changing of the guards, correct?
Mm-hmm.
At the fortress.
Yep, I'm just making notes.
Yep. Give me a investigation check, please.
Dirty 20.
All right. With a dirty 20, you see that there are 2 guards stationed, and at this point, Julian can probably show where they are. There's 2 guards stationed at the foot of the bridge leading up to the fortress. They're 2 Zalezo, and you watch that those Zalezo stay for a 2-hour stint where they're stationed, and then they switch. So they're on 2-hour shifts. They 2 come out of the fortress, replace those 2, and the other 2 go back. And they're always 2 guards right at the foot of on the other side of the shore. Okay. Then there are 2 archers on top of the gatehouse of the fortress, and they have heavy crossbows. And you notice the same thing, that they're on a 2-hour switch as well. And it seems like everybody switches on that same 2-hour period. There's also another guard on the other circular tower to the left. Again, another one with a heavy crossbow. And then on top of the fortress, you do see some movement a little past, but it's hard to kind of tell what's going on. But as far as that goes, you also do see that there is a single guard on the dock that is part of the loading dock off the side of this fortress, where you imagine supplies come. There is a skiv that has oars that are resting inside, that has not moved, has not gone anywhere in the last 2 hours. But as far as guards go, that's what you see.
Okay.
And they seem like regular Zalezo soldiers. Go ahead.
Sorry, when they're done, do they go back inside so they stay inside? Is that correct?
Yeah, Boerth wouldn't necessarily know that, but yes. Bolt, when they switch, they go back inside, and nobody else comes out in and out. Within that 2 hours, nobody else came in and out of the garrison. The portcullis opens, the guys come out, the other guys come in, portcullis closes. Then 2 guys come out of a hatch in the gatehouse, replace the other 2, and then the other 2 go. So there's not really a break in, like they don't leave and then come back.
Right, the replacements go to them.
Yeah. Are Dave and Christina having little it looked like you guys were doing That's hilarious. Love the intimidation that's going on behind the scenes here. It's funny. All right. Sorry, Joel, what were you were looking at the guard tower, correct?
Except that I've had an idea, and I'm wondering if you'll let me do it.
Well, let me know what it is.
Okay. I'm going to, for my first hour, walk as a Zalezo guard. So I will disguise self as that previous Zalezo guard.
Yep.
Walk through the town to where the posted posters are and prestidigitate. Can I do that? Yes, I can. Them so that instead of saying wanted, the signs say not wanted.
Can you do that with prestidigitation?
I believe I can. Minor magical trick that novices use to create harmless sensory effects. So I can make a color, a small mark, or a symbol appear on an object.
Yeah. Okay.
For an hour.
For an hour.
Okay.
Yep.
So you go around town, and in different places that you saw, and again, I said there was one in front of the inn, one in front of the tavern, one in front of Carl Buck's Wares.
Now, making sure I don't bring attention to myself and that there's no one looking at the board.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay, thank you.
On that.
That is a Oh, that's a natural 20.
Oh, you guys with your dirties and naturals.
That was a
Brought to you by stoneheart.ca. Okay, great. All right. Yeah, so you're able to do that for the first hour. You managed to kind of get to all the main areas. It takes you about half an hour to get to town. You do that for the first hour, and now you have another hour and a half left. What do you want to do with that last hour and a half?
Yeah, and I'm going to head back, make sure that tower is the same guards, basically hide from the position in the woods like I was doing before.
By the time you get back after that half hour, getting back kind of to that area, you do notice that another guard comes out of the fortress, walks along the coast, goes up that tower, relieves that guard, the guard comes down and goes back.
Oh, so again, it's like a switching mechanism. There's never no one in the tower.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay. But it's a fairly long, a bit of a walk, right? Across the bridge and then up the coast, up the beach to, it's about a 10-minute walk to get to that tower.
Is there any guard that I notice of the ones rotating that are small that I could imitate?
That's a good question. Yes, you do actually notice that there is a dwarf that is, and you are a dwarf. You're making yourself look like a dwarf now, but there is and in fact, the dwarf just went up into the tower and allowed the other one to come down.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Let's do Gaziel. Gaziel, as you kind of find yourself find a high perch in a tree, you're able to actually give me an investigation check first.
Okay. I got a 19.
19. Whoa, you guys are rolling really well on these. With a 19,
I should save it for the fights.
Yeah, it's all good. You do notice the guards changing after that 2 hours, but you also notice that there are a number of Zalezo on the roof of the fort that are training. Some of them are doing archery with their crossbows. Some of them are training with their scimitars and sword fighting. But the top of the fort is a training ground, and that's where they train. And there are no walls on here, and you can tell that these guys are quite well trained, and as you know, adept and deadly. You do notice, though, that there is one dwarf that you recognize from earlier who comes up on and gives them some orders and some pointers and then goes back down. And you recognize him as that captain that was there earlier in town. That was
trying to capture us.
Yeah, but he's part of that second contingent that came up and was causing or asking questions when you guys finally just left.
Okay.
Okay?
So I'm too far away to hear anything.
Yes. Yeah, much too far. Yeah, and at this point, it's right at the edge of your vision. But the light is just hitting just right so you can catch it.
Would there be any way to I don't know how many hours that took, but would there be any way to get closer to like a closer tree to maybe hear them at any point?
Yep, I'm going to say that took the 2 hours. I'm going to say another half an hour. So you have about half hour left where you get close to you find an area within one of the farmer fields where there's a large haystack that you're kind of able to nuzzle your way around and kind of hide. Give me a hide check. So roll a stealth check for me.
Okay. Stealth. With disadvantage, obviously, because of my... So I got a 14.
Okay, with a 14, you managed to, you think, not be noticed, and this is the closest farm to the moat or to the river where the fortress is across.
Okay.
And you spend that next half hour, but nothing of note that you can see other than what you've already seen during that time. But at least you have a closer vantage at this point.
Got it.
Boerth, you make your way to the Finagled Fin. That is the Finagled Fin. It's a seedy, busy tavern decorated in salvaged items from the sea. You've been here many times before. This is a common spot for the crew of the Wavechaser, and it's definitely the place where you go to get information. Or to get something done, or to find something kind of on the black market. It's kind of the seedier part of town. You know that the tavern is owned by a male tabaxi by the name of Sandy Shore being his full name. and he's a black-furred male tabaxi who is missing some teeth, wears jewelry made of shells, and has a leather eye patch. And you know he tends to tap his fingers incessantly. You don't know if it's nerves or whatever the case may be, but he's a little shifty. He has seen some things in his day. As you enter the Finagled Fin, it's the usual kind of rowdy sort of atmosphere. You know that fights break out regularly in this tavern. And as soon as you enter, you know, you're kind of greeted by a mix of like stale ale and wine and food that hasn't been really great. But the smell kind of welcomes you as you remember many a night and evening in this crowded tavern.
Sure.
As you come in, you see Sandy behind the bar. Sandy's doling out drinks. You see that.
I'll make my way over. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. You see a. Sorry, one sec. You do see in the corner a bard, halfling, who is up on a large crate, who is singing and telling stories to the rest of the group. And as you enter, you hear a specific song, which you've heard before. It's familiar, and it's familiar to this area of the Menagerie Coast. And as you enter, the bard actually begins to sing, and he sings. This bard is brightly dressed, and kind of as they begin to sing, you see some patrons don't pay attention, kind of talk amongst themselves. But it goes like this. Where once the waters rolled calmly by, where ocean's herd did sing. Sorry. There stalked a lass with a hungry eye, and claws that grasp and wring, with lantern lure of a glimmer pot, with treasure in their eyes. Below they swam to the gold they thought would await them as their prize. Yet each of them went to surely die, their graves to not be found, for Dishilla and her hungry eye collects the lost and drowned. And as he does that, kind of, you know,
bravo.
The place kind of erupts in, and everyone kind of knows it's a familiar folk ballad of the area. Give me a perception check, please.
I rolled a 9 with perception. That's a 11.
An 11, okay. All right, and we can get a shot here of the Finagled Fin, Julian. And shout out to WizKids. This is their Warlock Tiles inset. And you, okay, so I said you see Sandy behind the bar. You see a merchant dressed in purple garb in the corner. You can't quite see him from that angle, but in the corner here, sitting at a table alone, kind of surveying the area. Takes very close note of you when you walk in. You do see some sailors and some merchants across the back of the tavern, including a halfling up on a table kind of telling a grand story to a gentleman who looks a little more well-dressed, perhaps a captain of sorts, at the back table. And then the rest are your regular kind of ragtag sort of group.
Okay.
What do you do?
Oof. So do I have coin on me, Jay? Do you want to give me any kind of coinage?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, good. So I'm gonna go over to Sandy.
Yeah.
And this is really interesting. So I just want to get clear. I just want to be clear. There's the bard that just sang. There's Sandy behind the bar, and then there's this sort of
merchant,
big swinging dude in the corner. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to Sandy and I'll lay down. I'll grab a pint.
Okay.
And I'll lay down a pretty heavy tip.
Okay.
On top of it, and I'll say, "Aye, ye good den, good Sandy."
Hi, good to see you again. Welcome back.
Yes. A tithing for a little information.
You're always good for it.
Corner. Who is he?
And he kind of looks to his left and takes note. He says, "He's been in here almost every night for the last little while. Shifty fellow." And as he starts to kind of tap his hands on the bar, when he kind of spins the tail.
Can I get a perception check on that to make sure he's not like sending some thieves' cans?
Yeah,
or
give
something?
me an insight.
I don't know. I rolled an 11, so insight is a 10.
Yeah. No. You imagine, you know that Sandy's just a kind of nervous fellow.
Yeah, that's fine. And so I'll say, Sandy, do you trust him? That's what I want to know.
Well, he's been in here the last couple days, and, well, he's been asking folks as they come through the door if they can help him with something. I'm not sure what, but he's asking kind of more of the adept sort of ilk. Some of the rough and tumble folks, kind of like yourself. I think he has some sort of task. He's looking for some help, but he hasn't found anybody yet.
Sandy, say no more. Say no more. In fact, give me another pint. And I'll grab another pint and I'll walk right over to the guy.
Yeah.
And I'll say to him, "Guide ye good and good gentle. What is it you seek? Rumor is you're looking for a little muscle."
Yeah, and
I'm not playing around, right? Like I'm just going right up to him and getting to the bottom.
Yeah, give me a persuasion check on that.
So I keep going back to see on Twitch the badass bar. Oh, a critical hit.
Cool. Oh, that's a good natural 20. Nice.
Yeah, I got another crit.
Yeah, as you come up, you can tell that his eyes kind of like narrow, almost like he's found his man. You've seen this before with folks in bars like this all the time. As the Wavechaser, being a ship that looks for opportunity, you know how to spot it. And you've spotted that this individual knows exactly what he's looking for. And he's got this black beard, and it kind of comes neatly into a little braid that is held together with a little gold bauble at the end of it. And he's regaled with jewelry and a number of rings on his fingers. Looks wealthy.
Sure.
I'm getting echoes.
A handsome man like you needs an ugly man like me to do the deeds to be done in the world. What is it you got?
Well, of course.
And what is it you seek?
Let me tell you. I need some help with a task of sorts.
You have my attention.
Are you alone? Did you come alone? Do you have friends?
What you tell your tale first before I go blithering around the mouth box.
Well, I need to know what I'm dealing with and what you're capable of.
You're dealing with somebody that can handle anything you got.
And
you're trifling.
Yeah, I'm gonna say with your roll, he's already weighed you up, and as he reaches down, he grabs this goblet of wine. And he kind of lifts it up, and he kind of takes a kerchief from his pocket, and he kind of wipes it around. Obviously not. You can tell he's a little out of place in this bar, but he knows this is where he gets.
I'll look at him. I'll say, "Is that an indictment on the gift that I bring you?"
Oh, not of course not. I
drink
welcome
up.
it. Thank you. And he kind of takes a sip, and he looks at you. And he kind of swirls it in his mouth for a second.
Wiping. As he does that, I'll take my tongue.
Yeah.
And look around the outside of my cup. And kind of scoff in his direction.
I like it. And he says, just the type I am looking for. Yeah. You, sorry, what did you roll on your, I had you roll twice. Yeah, okay. You notice that he's wearing a ring on his middle finger, on his right hand. What's that?
Magical?
Yeah.
Is it magical?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you can't tell if it's magical, but it is a gold ring, and it's got a symbol on it. Almost looks like somewhat of a starburst, with curved flanges on the end of it. Julian, if you can bring up that image. And it's emblazoned in the ring and engraved in the gold. But in the middle of that ring, you see a ruby. You've never seen this symbol before, but that symbol catches your eye. very, very clearly.
Okay.
And you see it for a moment as he kind of puts his wine down, and he says, "Are you familiar with the portcaller, Farid?"
Am I?
Yeah. So you know that in Broken Bank, all the major cities in the Menagerie Coast have a marquis. They're the town mayor of sorts. They run the town. They run the cities. For whatever reason, the Clovis Concord hasn't recognized Broken Bank as a city, even though it's a major port that is kind of the thoroughfare to the rest of the coast. And Mazin is just a portcaller and has never been made a marquis. And so you've heard of him, but he's basically the mayor of Broken Bank, but not officially Concord. Even though he commands a garrison of Zalezo, who are Clovis Concord soldiers.
That is so much Latin. I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah.
But I shake my head yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, he has been known to deal in not so nice terms. I am looking for some information, perhaps. He has a bookkeeper.
His bookkeeper, okay.
Who travels from his home to the estate of the portcaller. And if I could get my hands on his books, perhaps we could have something to deal with his filth. He is not an honest man. And the coast would be better off without him. So if you could get me those books, perhaps there's something in it for you. And these friends that you don't know you have.
The bookkeeper.
Yes.
He just travels willy-nilly with the most important secrets his master has.
Oh, no. The books, I'm sure, are kept in the estate.
I see. All right. Where's the estate?
The center of town. You'll know. It's the large stone building. It's got a yellow tinge. It's well guarded. You'll know.
And when you say that you have remunerations for me and my unbeknownst friends.
Yes.
What are we talking about? A pocket full of gold or a backpack full of gold?
Well, it depends on how many friends you have.
I have enough friends to get this job done. Jason, when do you want this job done by?
Well, the sooner you do it, the sooner you get paid. I will leave it to you. If you come back with the ledgers, it is 50 gold each.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That's not going to be enough. All right. Okay. Let me talk to my comrades and I'll get back to you.
I'll be waiting.
Jay, I'm gonna wait. Before I go, I'm gonna say to Sandy, Sandy, I may need you in a couple days to help create a little diversion. But more to that later. And thank you for the introduction. And I'll slap down another gold for Sandy and I'll make my way back to where everyone is.
Anything for you, you old bearded beauty.
Oh, you son of My favorite thing about this character now is and I'll head back. As the guest, I know it was a little obnoxious that I took all that time. Sorry, but I'll now head back.
It's all good. And as you kind of pass, you hear a whisper at one of the tables, and you hear the name Diarkle spoken. And if you recall, Diarkle was the female druid half-orc who was aboard the Wavechaser as part of the crew who left with the party. And this is just as you're kind of leaving. You hear that there is a halfling speaking to the bard
Okay.
as you're passing.
Is he telling a tale?
What's that?
Is he telling like a story?
No, it sounds like lowered tone, but like almost like a rumor. that he's sharing.
Okay. Okay, good to know. I'm gonna take that information. I mean, Jay, not to be, I'm not sure what that would mean to me in this moment. I've got one mission and one mission only.
Yeah.
I mean, hearing that, I mark the person. I sort of get a good sense of who they are.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I'm gonna continue back to my comrade.
I guess the significance for Boerth would be that it's an ex Wavechaser crew member who is tied specifically to the party. That's the extent of what kind of weight you would put on it.
Okay. I'll make my way back to these guys.
Okay. Now these guys are kind of spread apart. This is you basically spent your 3 hours drinking and gathering information and doing whatever you did or you wanted to do. And where exactly do you want to head back to the camp where you guys originally?
Well, I mean, did we make a plan as to where we're gonna reconvene? No, not really. I guess I would head back to the camp.
Okay.
I'll move through town. I mean, I'll move along the edge.
Yep.
And walk by the guard tower.
Yep.
I'm gonna set something up. I'm gonna act drunk.
Yep.
And I go by that guard tower, and I'm gonna call up to him.
Okay. So
you're not that tough, and I'll sort of stumble off.
Okay. All right. And which guard tower? The one that was closest to the kind of the water, right?
Town, right closest to the town. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. All right. On to Bacalhau. Okay. So Bacalhau, your mission is to where are you going to start, and then you want to kind of circle the fortress, correct?
Yeah, so I'll have to make my way into that little stream or river that's there.
Yep.
And go up from there. I could probably keep get one last breath when I'm getting kind of within sight of that first bridge.
Yep.
And I think I'll swim under to the bridge, come up, take a breath, swim under to the dock, take a breath under the dock, and then go back to the next dock, take a breath, and then come back around. But I want to look around the bottom, around the island, under the water, to see if there's an inlet or outlet for water or waste.
Okay. Can you give me a 2 checks, survival and stealth, please, to start?
Survival's 18.
Okay.
My stealth is it's a dirty 0.
It's a dirty 0. Oh no.
Splish, splish, splish.
Yeah. So as you approach, as you're kind of approaching the water's edge, you find an area with your survival check that you could get in potentially unseen. You figure, this is the best area to go and to enter the water. As you're about to enter the water, even though it's an area that's not really, there's some people kind of like just crossing on the beach. There's like a drunk dude that passes, not Boerth. And you kind of stumble and trip and kind of roll into the area of the moat. On, I'd say, the far end of the water, and you hear a voice from the tower, kind of like, hey! But then you're as you kind of splash into the moat.
Yeah.
Once you kind of bring yourself to, you open your eyes underwater and you notice that this moat is completely shark-infested. And that's where we're going to take a break for this evening. We can do, if you guys want to do bio breaks, you guys can do that in the cast. Everyone watching, make sure that you enter Broken Bank, one word, BROKENBANK, into the chat for your chance to win a digital version of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. If you like what you saw today, consider following for the giveaway for the Beetle and Grimm Silver Edition of Rime of the Frost Maiden. And chat amongst yourselves in the chat, and we'll be back in a little bit. See ya. Hey everyone, welcome back. All right, last we left the party, Bacalhau stumbled into the shark-infested moat at the foot of the fortress. We're going to say you were on the west end at this point, Dave, of the kind of U-shape around. Or, sorry, did you say that you were entering the moat, or did you say you were entering the river part?
I would be entering from the river to swim up towards.
Okay.
I wouldn't jump in the water from across the.
Right, from across the thing. Okay, so we'll bring that back a little bit, but you do stumble into the river part. And you can see that there is fresh water mixing with salt water. So you get I think it's called a hydrocline. I should know from diving, but I forget what the term is. But anyways, where basically it's salt water up top and then fresh water below. And the salt water obviously rising to the top. And so as you drop in, there's kind of this weird sort of disorienting sense as you watch reef sharks, and they're smaller kind of typical sharks that you've seen, kind of milling about. Can I get a nature check from you, please?
Yeah. It's an 8.
Okay. And you do see a larger shark sort of loom past in the distance. And they're kind of in and around sort of the mouth of where the river starts to kind of open up and split into the moat.
Okay. Was there anybody around that like heard or saw me? Like before I went in the water, did I see anybody around me before?
You saw bystanders. You saw like, again, one kind of drunk sailor guy and a couple people just kind of passing in the area.
Yeah. I'm going to just get back out of the water.
Okay.
And kind of like I'm still wearing all my stuff as far as I know, so I'll just kind of shake some of the water off my shirt and like, whoo.
Yeah.
It's refreshing. And kind of head away. like I'm not gonna go swimming with the sharks.
Okay. All right.
So I'll just I'll observe what's kind of near that point of the bank, like if there's small boats tied to docks, or if there's people bathing or homes or like this sort of thing.
Yep. Investigation check.
That's oh my gosh. It's a natural 1 again.
Yeah. You don't notice much. You're pretty embarrassed by this whole situation. You had this really great plan in mind, and you kind of falling into the water, and then the shark situation just kind of has you all befuddled, and your mind isn't there.
Yeah, I'm just going to put my flamboyant hat back on and make my way back to where the camp is.
As you do, the water pours out of it over your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just...
Okay, so you head back to the camp like 2.5. By the time you get up there, you're about an hour. You've got 2 hours left. Of, I say an hour and a half left of the time. So you meet Cyra and Yanil up there, and you kind of wait with them.
Yeah, I'll make a small campfire again, press the digitation to light it, and maybe put my clothes to dry near the fire.
Yanil says, "Back so soon?"
Yes, there was a lot of sharks, and so that was my contribution, was to see if it was safe in the water, and it's not.
Ah, okay.
But I completed it very quickly, and we'll just wait for the rest now.
I'm sure you did the best you could.
Oh, yes, I did it perfectly. Lots of sharks.
And very courageously, I'm sure.
Thank you. Yes. I slipped a little, but nobody saw.
She looks at Cyra and she says, "He's quite dashing."
Yeah, splashing.
Especially in that hat. All right. Okay, so the rest of you have come to your 3 hours. At the end of that 3 hours, Bacalhau, you are joined by Snow, who has a boar over his shoulder. We'll go into the next. So at this point, it's about the equivalent of about 7 p.m. You all are getting a little hungry. What do you all want to do with the next number of hours until nightfall? We're going to say it's 2 hours to nightfall.
Back. I'll explain to everyone what happened to me.
Okay, so you want to head back to camp?
Yeah.
Okay, Snow? Oh, you're back at camp already. Plunk?
Yep.
Bolt.
Yeah, I'll take my notes back to camp.
And Gaziel.
Also back to camp.
Okay. You all arrive back to camp. By the time you get back, Snow already has the boar skinned and has already kind of started a fire as you all kind of roll up on camp.
Nice.
Cool.
That is good use of time. Snow, always useful. Well, I had a very interesting transaction in the bar, and I'll proceed to tell them about having been offered what seems at this point not enough money to make any difference whatsoever. But I'll say to the group, look, that maybe that's a way that we can barter, exchange for Snow. I mean, depends on how valuable that book is, right?
For 3 earrings, you mean?
Huh?
For 3 earrings for his sister.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. For 3 earrings. It depends on how valuable that book is. But if that book is as valuable as I think it is, what if we stole the book and said we're going to turn it over unless you give us 3 earrings?
Interesting.
It sure seems like a better idea than breaking into the garrison.
It's true. It's plenty of guards in there. They're always switching shifts, and so it's practically impossible to catch it unguarded.
And the training on the roof, and they have quite impressive skills. So we can't just walk in there.
Well, how much gold do they offer? Because 3 earrings is worth a lot, 30,000. Is the book worth that much?
No, well, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends. If this now, Jason, I just want to make sure I got this right because you got deeper into the politics that I'm not sure because I'm not part of the world.
Yeah.
So the person that's basically the mayor of this town,
yeah,
is there because they're manipulating these books, and if that's revealed, they'll lose that power. Correct?
That's what you understand. You understand is there's some nefarious actions that are being caused by Portcaller Farid, and if they get found out, then it could cause certain doom for him and his political future.
Yeah. Certainly worth the cost of 3 earrings. Right? I mean, if you're going to be usurped from the power of this, one of the central ports, I mean, it makes sense to me.
We still face the challenge of being quite outnumbered, and by people that likely will not be willing to deal with us.
Yeah. And I'll pull Cyra's arm and go, I think I have a simpler plan. Very, very simple, actually. Quite simple, Cyra. I saw this guard go in and out of the tower, and he looked kind of the same way I did with the dwarf. I would change into him, this dwarf, and go into the garrison, get the key, unlock 3 earrings.
Cyra is telling you all this while.
Yep.
Wow.
And then break her free, get back to the Wavechaser and go.
So Plunkrawk, are you saying that the plan that we had, that we were going to do all together, you'd like to try to do by yourself?
Well, and we obviously can't do. How's this? Let's all approach the garrison all together as a party and take on all of the guards together. Great idea.
I think you weren't listening to the plan. Mr. Boerth, how are we supposed to get this book?
Well, it's a little more complicated. He goes to and fro the master's house every day. So we would put upon him on the open road and twist his arm, so to speak. Give us the book, or we kill your family. Pretty simple choice, if you ask me.
You know, I can't help but feel that maybe Plunkrawk has a point. If he could sneak in, get the key, and get 3 earrings out, faking a prisoner transfer or something, That might work. It might be less risk than setting up on people in the streets as wanted men and women, and potentially taking on an entire garrison.
Yeah, I'll mind link again and go, I mean, it's way simpler than trying to coordinate schedules and finding people to go. I could just impersonate someone, and I'm good at it. I've done it for years.
He's saying he could just.
How do you get him
someone.
out? That's the question. The question is, how do you get her out?
I'll pretend that perhaps, and obviously you can't hear this, but Cyra will translate everything. I'll say there was a prisoner transfer, and this prisoner's too important, and so she's going out on a special leave.
How do you know that the guard you're impersonating would have permission to take 3 earrings out?
Can't imagine that being the only thing that gets her out, to be honest. I'm with you.
That's weird.
The same dwarf. Oh no, it's not the same dwarf. I could say there is this one dwarf who was the captain downtown when we saw him the other day, and perhaps I go in as him.
So,
I mean, the only thing that's bad is that if they kill you dead. If you fail, there's no off ramp. I mean, you are done. You're cooked. You are one against all.
You assume I've got no other things going on.
Yes, I do. I very much do.
Cyra laughs while she says that part.
Can you do I know Plunkrawk? Can you speak when you assume the form? Or are you going to go in as a mute? Because that may be a problem as you take out the most expensive prisoner in all the keep.
That's a good point. But I've got this one spell that lets me do all kinds of great things, and I've never really used it this way. But I could potentially use great major image to pull this off. Converse. Be totally in the same exact image as the one. Now I've only got 10 minutes. That's the one problem.
That's a problem. That is a problem. Indeed.
Could you not just make yourself look like the man who transports the book every day? And we could just take it from the house.
That is an idea.
Yes, I could do that.
I mean, if you'd like to try to get into the keep and free the prisoner in 10 minutes and get back to us, it's very, very brave, but we could always do that later if the first plan doesn't work.
I do find the other one where I go into the guy's home instead of the garrison to be a substantially different, better plan. Yes, of course. Right. However, we do not get what we want that way. We only get, Boerth said 50 gold pieces per party member.
It's bargaining power.
We would leverage the mayor of the town to get 3 earrings out, or else we turn the book over.
Oh, okay, then I guess I'll try. If you want me to go inside, I'll try.
What say you, Snow?
I say it's worth a shot.
Your sister's life is in the balance.
Which is why I would like to get her out.
It's not an option.
This is why I would like to get her out as soon as possible and as safely as possible. The problem is this is getting more and more complicated by circumstance. This is our simplest plan, yet I still have my doubts that we will be able to negotiate and fully press properly with this bargaining chip, but it may be the most peaceful option that we have. Now, once this exchange has been completed, How do we ensure our safe passage and escape? How do we know that we are not going to be on our way out and we all get shot dead?
Well, that is always an option, is it not? Here's the thing I think that we can, if we say to the mayor of the town, we're going to do this, you're going to give us 3 earrings. We'll then turn you over to the person that's trying to blackmail you. And in return for that, what do they care if we leave? We're doing them a service, are we not? We're like rat keepers. We're going to clean out the danger that's on his port side. Like how I threw in a boat reference there?
I caught on to that one.
But in truth, I mean, if we went to someone and said, there's somebody willing to pay handsomely for this book that we are now in possession of, all you have to do is get us a prisoner you care nothing of. Get us a prisoner, we'll turn over the person, and everyone's a winner. The transaction is a in their eyes should be a good deed. If not, we'll run them through. Violence is always an acceptable answer, is it not?
Always.
Sometimes.
I cannot speak for everyone here. What do you all think?
Well, the book does sound like sound leverage. If we can ensure that we wouldn't be harmed and afterwards, like, why wouldn't they, once they had the book back, just arrest us?
I think that we should hide the book. And then they must guarantee that we make it safely to our ship. And then we will send back a messenger on a boat to tell them where the book is and who their traitor is. And we will go free and they will have what they need.
We can plan and plan and plan and sit here and plan, but we can never know the outcome. So I say, let's just do it. Let's just go with it, and whatever happens, we have our weapons and we kill.
Let's do it.
Plunkrawk agrees. This I know. All right. So let's. So Jason. So what we should do is we should make our way to the master's house and look for this person that Plunkrawk is going to assume.
Yep.
We then need to approach that person and strong arm them to tell us where that book is. Plunkrawk will assume the form, go into the house, get the book, and then it is ours. Then we politely knock on the door and present the situation. Does that sound like a plan?
Yes.
Let us do this then.
Let's do it.
Let me go back to the person at the bar and let them know we accept the deal. Does that make sense? Thank you, Plunkrawk. We'll accept the deal, and that we'll present to them within 3 days the book itself.
We could tell them where to meet us, but instead it'll be the guards that meet us.
Exactly right. Let fate be their judge. All right. But let us first to the keep and look for the bookkeeper, for that is the person we must find.
But before we do this, are we sure we've spent enough time planning?
There's nothing
One more
better
episode.
than a whole episode of planning. But
Yes.
that's why they have rock and roll music in the movies. In the movie pictures, they add music. All right. It was fun for us.
I think we're good.
All right. Let's do that. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So Jay, I'll
Yeah.
make my way back to the bar.
Yep.
I'll cozy up, and by the way, and I'll also tell everyone that this person was talking about the halfling was talking about the person that's no longer with us.
The Oracle, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, who are you telling that to?
To the group.
Okay, so let's do that exchange. So Boerth discloses to the rest of you that he heard the Oracle's name in the tavern.
Just the name? She wasn't there?
I did not see her. And in sooth, I felt like I had to get back, but I could easily point that person out. We can address that before we get into this political thing. But that is up to you.
First things first. Perhaps if we bump into this person, we can talk to them, in my opinion. But we need to get this done. We need to move on. We cannot stay in Broken Bank too long.
Copy that. So I'll make my way back to the bar. I'll saddle myself up next to the gentleman with the ring.
Yep.
And I will say, we accept your offer.
Splendid. When can I expect delivery of the item?
3 days' time,
Very well.
if not sooner. I need you to point out the bookkeeper to me, though. Or at least give me a feature that I can assess and understand who it is.
He is a gnomish fellow, short of stature. He has big glasses that he wears really low on his nose.
A gnome with glasses should be easy enough to find.
Yes, well, he usually leaves, my understanding, close to nightfall.
What time is it now?
It's about 8. So nightfall's in about an hour.
Nice, perfect. That's good for the stream. All right, I'll make my way out of the bar, and I'll spit in my hand.
Yeah.
Shake on it.
I prefer not to, but I trust you.
My eyes go wide. It wasn't a request.
Give me an intimidation check.
+4. 18.
Yeah. Okay. He reaches out like really carefully, and you can feel his. I
shake it hard.
Yeah, and you can.
No, you have to spit. I'll say to him, "You have to spit in it. Spit in it. Spit in it." Yeah. I'll spit again and shake it.
And as soon as you stop, he gets out his handkerchief and he like wipes off his hand very, very quickly.
As he does that, Jason, I take my tongue.
Yeah.
And lick it. Do not be scared of a bond between men.
I will not.
And I'll go up to Sandy, get a shot, and get out of the bar.
Okay. All right. You're out. All right. Did you all go to the tavern together?
No.
Just him. Okay. You all waited back at the thing. Okay. So remember, it's about I think it said a 45-minute trek from the tavern back to the camp. So you would have known that before you left. So now...
Yeah, I would have said meet me somewhere. You guys can't just stay back.
Yeah, okay. So where are you guys going to meet?
We can't go into the town, though, because it's like our posters. The posters are everywhere.
Not wanted.
We can't get too close to the town.
They say not wanted.
That ended like 3 hours and 50 minutes ago. Or 2 hours and 50 minutes ago.
I walk by and I tear them down. As I walk by, I'll grab one and tear it down.
Okay. Good. All right. So who is heading into... Like, who is meeting where to do this exchange or try and retrieve this?
Couldn't we meet near where the forest, kind of the beach forest area?
Yep. You all meet at the tree line. Yep. At the edge of town on the east side.
Can you give us a sense, Jason? Can we go to the map and see? Does it matter where this master's house is? I mean,
it's in the center of town, just north of the town square.
Maybe that big one right there.
Yeah, that big one right there. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so I'll Plunkrawk. I need you. Everyone else should stay back, right? I mean, I don't think we need everyone in town. It's a bit dodgy.
Yeah, everyone else would be recognized from their poster potentially.
Okay. So we're gonna wait. I'll send. Oh, jeez. Plunkrawk, you come with me. And together we're gonna try to hide. I'll try to hide you, or you get close to me, and then I'll keep an eye on this master house. And as soon as the guy leaves and is en route, I'll gather Plunkrawk and start to put a tail on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Disguise self lasts an hour.
Okay. All right. So who are you disguising yourself as now? Because you haven't seen him yet.
Yeah. So I will disguise myself as the
So Julian, if we can
guard.
just go back to the cast there. Yeah.
Yeah, as the Celezo guard that I was when I was in town.
Okay. And so you two are going to walk into town, and you quickly find the house within 20 minutes. So you have about 40 minutes until it's nighttime.
Okay.
You canvass the house for a little while, and sure enough, out the front gate, there are two Zalezo guards standing at the front gates. The gate has a bit of a kind of a walkway to the main door that then opens up into the estate. The estate is a 2-story, large building, and sure enough, this anxious little gnome, big glasses, kind of comes out the front door. Door shuts behind him, and he kind of quickly looks around and heads out the gate between the Zalezo and then starts heading down the west main curved road.
So assuming Boerth knows what he's doing when it comes to apprehending people,
Yeah.
I'm just going to follow to his tail.
Yeah.
And basically follow his movement.
Okay. Boerth, what's your plan?
Oh my gosh. This is not what I normally do, and I'm not really good at this. Just so we're clear, I've been on a boat since I was 6. All right. I'm going to trail behind him, and as soon as we get to if I can get a roll, sort of like a quiet street area. First of all, he's not being tailed, is he? He doesn't have any guards or anyone.
You didn't see
tailing him.
anybody following him, no.
Okay. So I'm going to follow him and see if we get closer to his house. But if I get to a place, Jason, where I have we're going down an alley or there's like a street where there's nobody there, I'll take my opportunity to engage. And here's my plan. I'm going to say, God, you go den, this guard wants to speak to you. I know, Plunkrawk, you can't speak. Because it's not major illusion, right? It's a minor illusion.
That's right. Right now I'm using disguise self.
Great.
So
Okay, good.
My voice.
So, and that's how I'll stop him and turn him around, and then I'm gonna threaten him. So.
Okay. Can I get a survival check and a stealth check from you, please?
A stealth check and survival check?
Yeah. Both of those.
Stealth first. Stealth is an 8.
Yeah.
And oh my god.
Yeah, you have a hard time blending in general, usually.
Yeah, it's not really my thing. A 5 on survival.
Okay, so you're not quite sure how far he is from home. You're doing a good job of tracking him, but because you're having a hard time keeping distance and still tracking him, you need to close the distance. Because you close the distance, he starts to get aware that you're following him, and he starts kind of looking over his shoulder.
As soon as I see that, I break, and I break with my plan and say, God, you go down, good sir. And do I know his name?
No, you were never told his name.
Okay.
Matt is stupid.
So, as when I see it failing, like clearly Boerth doesn't know what he's doing, I'll charm person on the at third level.
Okay. All right.
And I won't say anything. I'll just say, ah.
Okay, what DC is that saving throw at?
Wisdom 15.
He rolled a natural 20.
Oh!
As he turns around, you see his eyes kind of go wide when he sees the guard. And as soon as that happens, he kind of he breaks out of it, and he sees that he's being followed, and he understands that something's going on, and he turns around and he breaks into a run.
Yeah, I'll run after him.
Okay.
Obviously, if he's running, he's getting tackled.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you both chase after him. He moves slower than you both do, so you do close the distance.
Okay.
I'd like you to make strength athletics checks, please.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
This is terrible.
He rolled a natural 1. So as soon as you go to grab him, he basically stumbles on the ground and says, please don't hurt me. Don't hurt me, please, whatever you want.
I'll say to him, stop making a scene before I run you through and gut you like an eel. Do you understand?
And he looks up at you, and you can see that there's a big crack in his glasses.
Okay,
from when he fell on his face.
While he's down like that, okay, just in front of his very face, I'll bring his face up close to, like, I'll peer right to his face, and I'll change into him.
Okay.
Oh!
Then go, ha ha.
And you
Not what I
hear,
expect.
he goes, ah! And he passes out.
Yes!
At that moment,
We needed him. We needed him. We need him to know where the book is.
He's not.
I'll immediately slap him on the face. Slap him on the face.
He kind of wakes up, he looks at himself, and he looks at you, and he looks at himself.
I'll say, what is your name?
Intimidation check.
Oh. 15 plus whatever my intimidation is, Jason.
Oh, right. He says,
Plus 4.
Biggles, my name's Biggles. Biggles, please, whatever you want. Whatever you want. I'll do whatever you need. Please. It's me. Why does he look like me? I don't understand why he...
Quiet, little man. I will run you through. Got you like an eel. Here's the thing. I need to know where the ledger is. And
What ledger?
If the ledger at your master's house. Where is it?
It's in my desk.
Where is... I will not stutter. Where is your desk? Tell me now, or regret it forever.
So second floor, third on the left. Third door on the left. It's locked in the desk.
Okay, so I'll be taking notes. Locked in the desk, second floor. But also, I want to keep an eye out for any bystanders that might see us. I just want to make sure that...
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. Okay, perception is this. That is a 22.
Yeah, people are starting to take notice of this.
So I'll pick him up.
Yeah.
And start to I'll start to walk along with him.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'll say to you, to Plunkrawk, I'll meet you back where we met up. Let me take care of this.
I'll just nod.
Because you look exactly like him.
Yeah,
So you
just
guys
like
walking together is not good. So I'll walk him around the corner and I'll say to you, I need the key. Give me the key.
Oh, all right.
Bagel.
All right. And he he pulls into
whining.
his shirt and he pulls out this like chain with the key on the end of it, and he kind of takes it off his head. He says, I'll lose my job for this. My family.
I promise you, you will be rewarded greatly
How?
in heaven. And
And you kill him?
oh,
Oh.
I'm not gonna kill him.
I thought you said, and I kill him.
No.
Okay.
I'll walk him down an alley.
Yeah.
Bagels.
This is how it
I want
happens.
you to know
This is how I die. This is how it happens.
I would
This is how it happens.
never ever run an innocent man through.
You said you would gut me.
That was intimidation.
You were talking about heaven.
Bagels. Good night, and I'll punch him in the mouth. I'll punch him. I'll knock him out.
Okay. And no problem.
I'll bind his hands.
Okay.
I'll bind his legs.
Yeah.
I'll gag him. I'll
Yeah.
throw him behind a trash heap and throw trash on him.
Okay. All right.
Jason, I want you to know something. I will come back and free him.
Yeah.
I have no intention of actually hurting him.
Okay.
Now time is of the essence, and I will run double my speed back to where we met.
Okay. So, and as you're about to come out of the alley, you see two Zalezo guards kind of run past, and you kind of back up into the alley and let them go past, and then you head out that way.
That's nice. That's nice flavor, Jason.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good job.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'll head back.
Thank
to
you, Matthew
Joel,
Lillard.
to Plunkrawk, and I'll say, "Key here. I will meet you back, where we met everyone else. All right?
Yeah.
Godspeed."
Yeah. Godspeed. And I'll go on my way to the house of the accountant, or the bookkeeper rather.
All right. Okay.
I can't leave because if Plunkrawk gets in trouble, I have to see it. So I'm not going back to the group. I'll stay here.
Okay. So you're just gonna kind of trail behind him, find a spot to kind of camp out and watch.
I'll say to Plunkrawk when we leave, I will be right here. If you need me, come here.
Yeah. While the guy was awake, Jay, I studied every mannerism, down to like how he uses his eyebrows. Think mimicry to the max.
Insight, please.
Okay.
Nice. Can I help give him advantage? No. Can I give him a bonus? Can I do anything?
No.
Okay.
You've done enough, sir.
17.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
All right, that's pretty good. You think you've got him down. Okay. You stroll up to the front of the estate. The two Zalezel guards are standing out in front of the gate, and they kind of see you come around the corner. I'd like you to make a performance check, please.
Okay.
I'm going to say with advantage, given the fact that you took time to study him.
Okay. That is a 17, but first roll only. You said advantage, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that again. Ooh, 13. So 17.
Okay, so with the 17, you kind of roll up the guards, and they kind of tilt their head towards you, like, why are you back? And they kind of look at each other, and they kind of shrug, and they just do this. Like, come on through.
Okay.
So you head through the first gate, and you kind of run up the walkway. And you get up to the front door, and what do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to use the key in the front door.
Okay, so you go to use it, and you realize that the keyhole in the front door is a lot bigger than the key that you have. That they clearly don't match.
Okay, I'll try to open the front door.
Okay, so you go and you open it, and it opens, and you walk into a stately sort of foyer area. There's a staircase that leads up the back of the foyer. There are two doors to your left and to your right, polished, nice mahogany. There's like marble tile on the ground, quite opulent. The staircase is like red carpet all the way up. Very, very nice estate.
As though it just looks like I'm natural in this space, I'll walk up the stairs, head to the second floor, go to the first door on the right, and the cabinet on the right.
Okay. Okay, so as you kind of walk up the stairs, you turn the corner, you come back up the other, it kind of has a switchback. And as you do, a Zalezel soldier kind of passes you on the way. You kind of nod, he nods, recognizes you, and you continue up the stairs. As you turn the corner, you see a gentleman in a kind of flamboyant suit. In the sense of it's like loose-fitting garb, stately, well-kept, thick kind of black beard, slick black hair. And he kind of walks past and he says, well, hello. What brings you back so soon? Your neck brings you back. You can't speak. Persuasion check. Persuasion on that?
Okay. Oh, let's see, please. So plus 10 should help on this. That's an 18.
Okay. With an 18, he says, you are a strange man. Make it quick. And he continues kind of past, looks kind of back at you and down the stairs.
Cool.
Okay, so you turn the corner. First door on the left, you open it up, and it's a loo. There's a chamber pot in the back with a bowl with some water in it, towel hanging on the side.
Okay. I will, because I took, and I noted that I took all the proper directions, like I said earlier, I'll go to the third door on the left.
As you head to the third door, you notice, and you kind of open it up, and it opens up, and there is a desk under a window, and a little kind of side chair with some shelves with a bunch of books, scrolls, and the place is just packed with stacks of books and texts and things. And there is a desk with a locked drawer, number of locked drawers.
So I will. I'll go to the desk and attempt to use the key in the desk while being mindful of traps.
Okay, investigation check.
Yes, sir. That is... that's a 4. It's a 4.
Okay, so it takes you a while to find... You don't know what a ledger looks like. You've never seen a ledger in your life. And so it takes you a while to kind of figure out what it is. And probably the equivalent of about 15 to 20 minutes where you're looking through, you pull out books and you're like, I don't know, is this a ledger? Is this a ledger? Is this a ledger? The book that you have in your hand, you think is what you're looking for.
Great. How confident am I in that what I'm looking at? I think. So I'm obviously not confident. Can I take more than one book?
Yeah, you can take as many as you want. I mean, there's the equivalent in these locked desks. There's the equivalent of about 15 books, and all of them are about such. So it's going to be a stack of books.
I'm going to ready myself for the study of a bookkeeper's lifetime, and just pack the books into my bag.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So and again at this point, like 15 books about this thickness.
Yeah.
You're basically like dragging your bag through.
Yeah, like university. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. So you come out the front door, and there's Zalezo, who is kind of walking down the hallway, kind of towards the door, and he kind of sees you and he nods and he continues down the hall. Are you what are you doing anything to in order you going out the same way you came in? What's your plan?
Exactly the same path, nonchalantly, like crap. My demeanor is crap. I had to come back and do all this work.
Okay. Boerth, 20 minutes or so have passed. And you take note of where kind of the third window to the right and the second floor you think. And you see that there's kind of candlelight in that room and some movement in there. But it's been like 15 to 20 minutes and you're still kind of waiting. What do you do? Matt? Can you still hear us?
I'm not sure he can hear us.
Did we lose him?
Matt's doing his accounting right now.
Yeah, he's Matt, you there? I don't think he can hear us.
No, I don't think he can.
Let's just say Boerth. Let's just say Boerth doesn't notice, and he's just very patient. Yeah, I think he's trying to figure it out. Anyways, okay. So Plunk, you're just basically gonna drag this bag. So you start to drag the bag down the hallway and down each stair, like ka-goom, 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 as you're dragging this big bag of books, which gets the attention of one that is a Zalezo at the bottom, and he kind of looks up the stairs at you, and it's a Dragonborn Zalezo. These kind of coppery scales, large, hulking, kind of looks up at you, says, do you need a hand with that? Sick.
Yeah.
All right, and he kind of comes up and he kind of grabs the kind of heavy part of the bag and kind of lifts it up and tries to kind of almost help you as he kind of, you can tell he's looking into the bag to kind of see what's in the bag.
Okay.
But doesn't seem to pay any mind. Maybe not the sharpest knife in the drawer, and just helps you to the front door with it, and allows you with his natural one to leave through the front door.
Yeah.
Wow, so lucky.
So I will. I'll walk out the front door, but I'm going to attempt, with my strap, because I've held this bag for a long time. I'm going to attempt to get up underneath the bag and kind of like strap it onto my back.
Yeah.
And even if it's really hard to carry, I'm going to try to get it on my back.
Okay.
So I'm going to walk downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, walk out of town. Towards...
Dave is now in Matt's square.
Oh, Matt's not going to like that.
No,
you better get out of Matt's square.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, I didn't put me here.
Oh, Matt's back. I think.
Dude, that was terrible. That was terrible.
It's all good. You good?
It's 2021. Everything's supposed to be fine. It's just not yet.
Everything's supposed to be fine, and it's just not yet.
It's just not yet. It's just we're still working on shit.
We're still. Oh, great! Now we have 2 Daves.
Oh, yeah.
No.
We'll sort it out. We'll work it out.
What happened?
Julian's
What
on it.
happened?
Okay, so it's been about 15 to 20 minutes that Plunkrawk is in it, in the estate, and you're starting to get a little nervous. Finally, you see a candle get snuffed out in that third room to the left, and as you kind of start to get concerned, you see Plunk dragging a big bag of books through the front door of the estate as he begins to kind of drag this big bag. Oh, I'm echoing now somehow. Oh, I'm gone. Anyways, as he does that, the Zalezo kind of look back from their post. With that natural one, I'm gonna allow them to kind of like look back. They look back at the other guard who's in the door. The guard's like, yeah, hi, it's all good, don't worry. He's good, and you walk right through the gate and right to Boerth.
What natural one did happen while I was going?
Yeah, one of the guards rolled a natural one.
Oh, okay.
When looking in the bag to find out what was in there, and Plunk basically didn't know what a ledger looked like, so he just brought all of them.
Okay, good. So as he drags that out,
yeah,
I'll walk him. I'll sort of walk in front of him.
Yeah.
And lead him back to the alley.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're going back to the alley where the other guy was stashed.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Where we found the body, and then I will. Sorry, I'm trying to put it all together, and then in that moment I will. The guy, I sort of Plunk. We need to wake him up, and we need to figure out which one's the right one.
Sorry, Matt. I'm just getting asked if you could turn your phone to landscape.
Landscape. That's landscape, right?
Yep. Width-wise, yeah. So I can't see you on Zoom. Yeah, that way. Yeah, we're good.
I think that's what. Okay, yeah. That's what I just did. Okay, good.
So
sorry.
Before
sorry, you guys.
No problem.
No worries. Before Boerth wakes him up, I just go I just like what? And I just open up the bag to Boerth and say, read.
Oh, jeez. All right, so I'll look at it. I'll see if I can figure it out, Jay. I'll look through the books.
Yeah, just give me an investigation check.
I rolled a 12. I don't have my thing up, but now my computer's rebooted. So
yeah, no problem.
12.
Okay, I have your stats here. That's enough. So with that roll, with that roll, you managed to find something that you think is the ledger. It's got numbers and totals and in and outs and all this kind of stuff. And you imagine that's exactly what they're looking for.
Great. I will grab that, leave the books with this dude, and then grab Plunkrawk and go barreling out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll go back and grab the gang.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll say we'll go back to the guard's house. We'll go back to the master house and we'll say, and I'll say to Plunkrawk, now is the time to do the major. Has he done the major? He's done Disguise Self.
Yeah.
Has he done his major spell?
I've never done it before. I got it last level.
Okay. So I think that I'll say to Plunkrawk, I was like, I think you have to get us through the guards to get to head honcho. Okay. So we'll go back. We'll grab the rest of the gang.
Yep.
And now Plunkrawk, as we get closer, it's time to transform into the major image so that we can get in there and negotiate. The book itself will hide in the woods because we're not going back in with the book.
Okay, so you leave the book somewhere hidden in the jungle at the tree line?
Correct.
Okay. And then
whoa. Keeping in mind tides. It is called Tides of Wildemount. So I want to make sure that the water won't rise and destroy this legend.
No. It's far from the water. Yeah, no. You're good. You basically get a sack and you bury it by a notable tree or some sort of feature so you know where to come back for it.
Cool.
In fact, Cyra and Yanil can stay back there with it. Okay?
Awesome.
Right.
You guys, you grab the gang, and then you all head into town. Is that what I'm understanding, or what's the plan?
Right. I mean, that's what we're doing, right? We're going to show a force. I feel like I've completely hijacked this session. I apologize. It started with the laughs and it ended up with me talking the whole time. But if the group wants to do it, I think what we should do is go back in force, have Plunkrawk walk us in, and say, "This is what we're doing. You're with us or against us." Snow, what do you think?
I suppose we should give it a try. We can all go.
That's the spirit. That's the gung-ho spirit I was looking for, Snow.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so you're all gonna okay. I just want to be clear. You're all gonna head into town to the estate of the portcaller.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no.
What's that?
Yes.
Christina?
I thought he disappeared again.
No. We're good.
Yes. Let's go. Let's do this thing.
Okay.
Gung ho!
Okay. Can I get a walking order for you guys as you kind of walk through town?
Get me up there, up front.
Up front?
Do we know just strategically, sorry, Jay, before we go there, do we know strategically where in the town it is? I just want to know where in the town. Is there a path to it where we don't have to walk downtown?
No, basically you have to walk through the center of town to get to it. It's just north of the market circle.
And the Silicious Six will all together
The
walk
seditious
downtown.
six is just walking downtown.
Silicious Six
They're
are
magically silicious.
Led by the only one that nobody knows what he looks like.
Should we disguise?
Well,
or
should
something?
we wait? Should we wait until nightfall to do this? I mean, this is not what we want to be doing.
By the time you get back to where you met the others at the tree line, the sun is already setting, so it's dusk.
Right.
Okay. I still think we should wait we should wait a little longer until the nightfall. I mean,
Yes, the cover of night would be good, especially given our current circumstance.
notoriety. Yes, you're notorious.
And then perhaps hoods up or something to cover our, faces.
What's up?
Patches.
Okay, so you guys are gonna try to kind of stealth your way carefully through town to the estate. Correct.
Right. We're not gonna get caught stealthing because that's weird.
Right.
I'll ask someone to help make sure that my hood is properly shading my face, so that I don't really have a perception of that.
Yes.
But yeah, so somebody will help me with that.
Okay. All right. So I would like everyone to give me. Okay. So you're saying you don't want to necessarily stealth because you don't want to get caught stealthing, but you are trying to cover yourselves so that you're not seen. Correct?
Just so we don't stand out.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe we should leave just a little bit of space between us so we're not like 6 people walking together, but like maybe pairs, because we're more than 6. We're actually like 8 people.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put on my honeymoon outfit again, and I'll walk with Yanil just a little bit away from the group, like no more than 10 feet, but
Okay,
just so that it looks like we're not necessarily with them.
Okay. So you're bringing Yanil and Cyra with you.
I'll walk with Gaziel and I'll pretend
not?
that I'm an old man.
Sorry, I had
don't
said
think
that
so.
Cyra suggested that she stay back with the ledger.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but you're bringing in Nil?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, she's staying behind. All right.
Forget everything I've said in the last 20 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, forget stealth. Can you guys give me performance checks then, please, to cover your... to act inconspicuous. And we'll take an average.
10.
30, 20.
18 for me.
Okay.
7. I'll bring the average down.
Okay, but that's okay, because you're not recognizable anyways, really.
I can help to bring the average down with a dirty 1.
Oh, dear.
No.
Okay. All right. You're all kind of walking through the street, and you're not getting much notice as you kind of walk. Kind of midway through, on your way, kind of entering the market circle, Snow, you kind of bump somebody. And not being able to necessarily see, you don't know, but you do hear kind of a clink of a chink of armor, as like armor compressing, as you kind of nudge this person, and you turn your face straight up towards this person, and as you all hear Snow kind of go, ugh, you turn around and he has bumped a Zalezo.
I'm gonna cast Fast Friends.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, what's the DC on that?
Wisdom 14.
Okay.
Come on.
One sec. What was that?
I should have gone with Chrono Shift.
I prepare to punch him in the face.
Okay. You're successful. So
Okay.
immediately, as soon as he sees Snow, he's about to say something, and then he sees you over Snow's shoulder. What do you do?
He's I just want to quickly read the spell. He's charmed for the duration. It undertakes to perform any services or activities you ask of it in a friendly manner to the best of its abilities. Oh. Okay,
Have an escort.
Oh, that's an idea. Can I use that? That was a great suggestion.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say, we've been framed. We need you to just escort us to make sure that we aren't attacked. There's a big reward for you, and the mayor actually wants you to do this. So please just come with us nicely.
Okay, and this half-orc, Zalezo, kind of grunts and kind of looks over at you and says, "He is a wanted man."
Yes. You come with us, and then we'll just see how the night turns out. Either way, you'll know where he is.
You're headed to the portcollar. And you're taking him?
Yes. Would you like to come? I think you should come. Come with us, and we could be friends.
Persuasion check with advantage, please.
Okay. 19.
Okay. He nods and he says, "Straight to the portcollar then."
Yes, let's go.
And he walks,
I'm
and he hasn't noticed the rest of you yet, but he walks, he's noticed Boerth, and that he's with you, but doesn't recognize Boerth. And so he walks basically right at Snow's shoulder.
Yeah. I'm going to pick up my pace just a little bit, catch up to Boerth, just so that Boerth doesn't turn around and see a guard following us. And I'm going to say, I've cast Fast Friends on this guard, and he's following us. If things get out of hand, you might need to,
I can't wait to punch him.
Yeah, no, but not yet.
All right.
All right. So you are now escorted by a Zalezo half-orc. As you approach the gates of the estate. And as you come up, the 6 of you, with this guard, the guard...
I don't think we would go 6. Jay, can I just jump in real quick?
Yeah.
I don't think it would be all 6 of us at once. I think that we would take, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it would be Plunkrawk and I think it would just be Plunkrawk, right? I mean, Plunkrawk would have to go in and sort of get us in, because if we all show up, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe we can hold back a bit, at least when we get close.
Okay, so we'll say that halfway up, you notice that the Zalezo kind of take notice and start to escort Snow. So Snow has to go, and Bacalhau also is going. So it's Snow, Bacalhau, Boerth, you can split off if you like. Yes. Plunk, you still look like the bookkeeper. What are you going to do? And how long does that last, Plunk?
It lasts it lasts an hour for disguise self.
Okay, so you're still the bookkeeper for another half hour, I'll say.
Cool.
Okay, or I'd say 15 minutes, because to go back to camp and back and the time that you spent in the house.
And am I holding the ledger? And Boerth is with me, and so is Bacalhau?
No, ledger is not with you.
Okay.
No, you guys buried the ledger, but you still look like him. But you can decide at this point if you want to split from the party or stay with them with the Zalezo.
Yeah, I'm
the bookkeeper.
I'm going to. I think, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we stand the best chance if I go in as the bookkeeper. Wait, how are we going to intimidate this guy and can try to convince him to come out even though I can't speak? How am I going to do that?
And how are you going to tell everyone this brilliant plan?
I would say that to go, I think you have to go in and you have to. Wait, don't you have major image?
I have major image that I can use to.
I think now's the time.
Okay, what am I doing with it?
I'll say to you in character, like, you have to use major image. You have to convince them to let us all in.
So at this point, Jay, I will change my disguise self to a major image illusion, which allows me to converse like the sound of the person that I am.
Can you read the spell?
Yes, I can. I certainly
can. Okay, while you're finding it, Gaziel, Bacalhau, and Bolt, what are you guys doing? Bacalhau, you're walking with the Zalezo guard, right?
Yeah. I mean, I asked him to accompany us.
Yeah. So you, Snow, and the Zalezo are walking towards the estate.
Yeah.
As one group.
Plunkrawk is going to, on his own, just convince this guy.
No, I have incredible persuasion, so I could convince him.
Okay, Plunk. We'll wait out here then. But you need some sort of signal that if you need help.
Okay.
Am I there? Am I not there?
So Bacalhau splits off and speaks to the other contingent of characters. So Boerth, Gaziel, I'm assuming you split off as well?
Yeah, I split off, but I also want to ready an arm blade right underneath my big disguise, getting ready for anything happen.
All right, and Bolt?
So we didn't all make it to the front, right? We're just kind of staggered still.
Yeah, you've kind of broken out into two groups. So you saw the Zalezo kind of take notice to Snow. The rest of you hung back. So now it's Boerth, yourself, Gaziel, and Plunk are holding back, while the three of them are walking kind of a number of paces ahead. But you haven't been noticed yet.
Okay, I'll still hang back and I'll just watch very intently at what happens.
Okay, me too. All right. So can you read that spell, Joel?
Yes. And you can tell me whether or not I'm losing my mind or not. But you create the image of an object, a creature, or some other visible phenomenon that is no larger than a 20-foot cube.
Okay.
The image appears at a spot that you can see within range and lasts for the duration. It seems completely real, including sounds, smells, and temperatures appropriate to the thing depicted. As long as you are within range of the illusion, which I would be, you can use your action to cause the image to move at any other spot within range. As the image changes location, you can alter its appearance so that its movements appear totally natural for the image. For example, if you create the image of a creature and you move it, you can alter the image so that it appears to be walking. Similarly, you can cause the illusion to make different sounds at different times, even making it carry on a conversation, for example.
Wow.
The physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion because things can pass through it.
Right.
So my thought is this. I will envelop myself with the illusion.
Ooh, that's dodgy.
Okay.
And move with it as I'm moving. It's effectively a more powerful disguised self.
So okay, but what's the creature that you're creating an illusion of?
I am going to be the gnome. Oh wait, where are we? We are in.
You're out front of the estate. You're approaching the estate as we speak.
And I'm trying to impersonate the dude who owns the estate. No?
I don't know.
Well, I think to show him that you can transform into the bookkeeper so that proof that we have the ledger.
Yeah, you guys can all have a conversation. Well, I mean, Plunk's going to have a hard time conversing back, but you guys can all have a conversation regarding what you
I think that we need to get more than one person in there. I think Plunkrawk has to be somebody that he trusts, so he's got to be this gnome.
Yeah, I got
to get in.
Gnome that I'm currently disguised as.
So can I just say, I think that we have to go. So Plunkrawk, I don't think you can cast that on yourself. I think you have to cast that image. You are Plunkrawk, or if you can do disguise self as a guard or whatever. But you have to focus on that image in front of you, and then you have to walk us all into that space.
But that's fine. I'm more wondering, like, who is it? What? Like,
it's the bookkeeper. I think the bookkeeper has to get us all into that space.
Okay.
I think the combination of the bookkeeper and having this guard, we need to figure out how would the bookkeeper and the guard convince the other two guards to let the wanted people into the house.
Oh, well, that's easy. That's easy.
Or Plunkrawk. You just had. I mean, I got kicked out because of computer issues. But did you meet with the master? Did you meet with the mayor of the? If you've seen the mayor, you could be the mayor, and you could just be the mayor and walk us all in.
I haven't seen the mayor. I don't believe. Have I, Jay?
You just saw a well-dressed individual in the building. You don't know who he was.
Be that guy. That guy's gonna get us in. Was he fancy?
Yeah, he was wearing like a really nice bedtime clothes.
Yes, if that's the case, then if not, then we'll attack and fight with him. Be that guy. Be that guy.
Yeah, be that guy, and then we've got the guard, and you'll say, these guys are my guests.
Let's do it. I'm gonna do it.
Let's do it. And in worst case, we'll roll a niche.
Yeah.
We'll roll a niche, because that's what the people on the stream really want anyway. They want us to attack.
Okay.
Yeah, we got 4 minutes left for tonight.
Yeah, let's get in.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. I will indeed maintain my current bookkeeper self.
Okay.
Nice.
And I will cast Major Image as the dude I met in the hallway.
Let's hope that's the guy. Come on, Jace.
As he's doing that, I want to get the guard's attention to look at me for a minute. And I'm just going to say now the bookkeeper and the mayor, we're going to go into the house, and we want you to come with us. And we're going to just have a little conversation, then we're going to leave, and then you can turn us in, later if you'd like.
Oh man.
Okay.
I'm so lucky that that disguise self and charm, or disguise self is not a concentration spell. Let's just put it that way, because I can actually do this.
I was just checking. Oh, you're so lucky. Oh, you just ruined my cliffhanger.
But it's not my
So for you
stream.
players at home, hey, you can be the disguise self and
D&D Beyond, I was just looking, because that was going to be my cliffhanger. Okay.
So I will cast Major Image of this dude. We're going to follow him with the guard. We now have a guard we can convince to take us in. We have the bookkeeper, and we have a contingent of these people who will obviously bring these prisoners to justice. Isn't that a good plan? Like, we are going to get in here because we have all the prisoners, and us as a contingent of whatever, Clovis Concorders.
Okay.
We'll get us in.
All right. Okay, so you can see now the gates to the manor. And as you're walking, Plunk, you manifest, where do you manifest this major image?
So I'm going to manifest him behind Boerth. I want to make sure that whoever is around cannot see me manifest this major image, but I want to also hold it to the very last moment because it only lasts 10 minutes.
Okay. All right, so you tell me when that last moment is.
Okay.
As you're approaching, you're about 30 feet from the gate.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm just gonna do it now.
Okay.
And make sure that we get that image up.
And he's he's at the back of the party.
Yeah, we're gonna have top and tail. You know what I mean? Like, Selezo at the front. Maybe that's me or the guard that Bacalhau is manipulating.
Yep.
And then this image at the back.
Yeah. So the guard is currently escorting Snow, and at this point, as you start to get closer, Snow, you feel his hand kind of clutch your arm, and you can feel his dragon-born claws kind of clutch your arm as he's walking you close to that gate.
Well, you are handsy, aren't you?
With Bacalhau.
Don't worry, Snow. We're turning you in now, and I'm gonna put my hand on his arm as well.
On the other one? Okay, so now these two guys are pulling Snow towards the building. Bolt, what are you doing? You guys are a little group following behind. This major image of this fancy character is behind you guys. What do you do, Bolt, as you approach the gate?
Okay, and we're in the second group.
Yeah, you're the second group about 10 feet behind the first group, who is 30 feet from the gate.
Okay. I'll say to the rest of us in the second group, should we try to sneak in while they're distracted? Would that
No! We are a group. Am I in the second group?
Yes.
Yeah, no, we are in on the illusion.
Yeah.
We are one group, one voice. There's no we are all in.
Yeah.
Gaziel, what do you do?
I am going to go with Boerth and just kind of go along with we're all in. I'm not going to back out.
Okay. Bolt, same?
No weapons. No weapons.
Yeah, I'll follow Boerth's lead.
Okay. All right. As you approach...
I don't know if it's a good idea, but...
As you
Jason,
approach...
Jason, I'll grab Gaziel and Bolt.
Yeah.
And, we'll be walking as if we are carefree. So I'll put my arms around them.
Yeah.
And I'll sing that song we just heard in the tavern.
Okay.
And we'll be moving in as if we're as if this moment means nothing.
Okay, I love it.
And I'm trying to follow along going,
It's the major key there.
I like it. All right. Okay, Plunk, you are part of the first group or the second? So the first group is now 10 feet ahead of you. You're part of the second group. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm going to make sure that my concentration spell maintains itself. I'm focusing, right? So, but yeah, I'm going to be in that second group as the bookkeeper and just play my part.
Walking with, now do you have the fancy dressed major image beside you, walking together with this second group?
Yeah, behind the second group. Almost like I said, like top and tail. Like there's two groups. One, how am I gonna do this? Yeah, I was thinking, Jay. Actually, we were gonna have the guard that we convinced, or that Dave convinced at the front.
Yeah.
We would have the major image at the very back.
Okay.
Because I need him to not interact with anyone, because people will know.
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And then me somewhere in the middle there. So if you want me as the front of the second group, that's fine.
Okay. As you approach, the guard at the guard that's escorting Snow says to the guards at the gate, "I have one of them. One of the 6." The other guards kind of turn towards you, and you can tell they put their hands kind of at the ready, not drawing anything, but put their hands on their scimitars at this point. As you approach behind, the rest, you guys are kind of almost like passerbys. And I'm going to say you do a good enough job of pretending that they don't even notice the 3 of you kind of carrying on and singing. But they look to the back of the party, and they see you, Plunk. And they kind of cock their head to the side, knowing that you had just left. And then they look past you to the major image, and they say, "Portcaller, I thought you had already turned in." Yes. And that is where we're going to end the session for this evening.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
We ended a session by not screwing up. Great.
Are you sure?
It's great. Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight. Matthew Lillard, thank you so much for joining us, bud. We'll chat about if you can join us next week, whether or not you can for one more afterwards. But thank you so much for joining us tonight in Boerth again. It's so much fun. Always having you. Anything you want to talk about, Beetle and Grim wise?
No, I just want to say that it's one of my favorite things to do is to spend time with you guys on the stream. I love playing with you. I love you as a DM. I love sitting at this table every single time. It is an honor to share time with RealmSmith. We at Beetle and Grimm's are proud to sponsor this stream, and the only reason we do is because we love the way you.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it, and that means so much. We'll have you anytime. You're welcome anytime, of course, and hopefully you can make it back next week. If not, we'll have you back at some point.
I can't imagine. It's next Monday. Let me check my calendar. I'm available.
Yes! Are you guys in lockdown just as bad as we are too?
Dude, I live in Los Angeles, and we have, in all sincerity, we have 400 people dying. I mean, 4,000 people dying. Is that right? No, 400 people dying in LA County every single day. And I just want to say that, we here in America are in dire straits, and, over the next week, it will define our country. And as your friends to the South, pray for us, because it just feels as bad as it can be. Compiled with the fact that people are dying every single day. We are locked down. We are taking it seriously. We're wearing masks. We're separating. And we're terrified. And as a father of 3 kids, it's horrifying. So, in all honesty, pray for us, because I don't know what's going to happen to our republic. I don't know what's going to happen to our people. And we're ready for a new day. And 2021 is supposed to be better. So we have hope that on the 20th, the world changes. It gets better.
Well, I can speak on behalf of the group and promise that we'll be praying for sure. And that you guys are always in our thoughts. It's rough down there, so again, we have your back. And thank you in the midst of everything to be able to sit down and throw some bones with us and escape for a couple minutes.
It's a relief. It's really nice. It's been a while since we played, so it's always great to be back.
It's awesome. Well, next week hopefully we'll have Noura back, and then we can find out what happens on the step of the manor. The winner for tonight's D&D Beyond giveaway is Puffy Lion. Puffy Lion, congratulations. You have a digital copy of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Check out beetleandgrims.com. You didn't want to give a shout out, but it's amazing company, incredible stuff. Love what you guys do. And every time I watch your guys stream, it just busts me up. I love it because you guys are just real. And the reason we have Beetle and Grim as a part of our sponsorship and a part of our lives is because you guys do D&D just like we do. You love the immersion, you love digging in, and you love making it the best that it possibly can be. So thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, consider following, subscribing. If you're watching the VOD on the flip side, subscribe and click that little bell icon, and we'll let you know when we're live and when cool stuff gets open. And I think Matt just had an earthquake or something. I don't know what's going on. Have a great one, guys. You have a good night. Blessings, everyone. Bye.